The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball! It's time for the excitement of American Legion Baseball, featuring the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets.
Myers with the pitch, swung on and missed. Jason Myers gets the last out, and the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the state champions of American Legion Baseball in West Virginia.
Let's go live to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening from the Hedgesville Baseball Complex for American Legion baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 as the Post 60 Knights take on the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me on the call is Nick Verzolini. Back at the studio is Dylan Bishop. Pregame shows brought to you by Skinner Accident Injury Lawyers, representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. And Nick, it's the first meeting between these two guys, and it should be a good one. Two teams filled with some talent throughout the Eastern Panhandle.
For sure. You know, you look at the two teams, mainly Martinsburg and Jefferson and Washington on the Berkeley Post 14 side, and then on Post 60, you know, the Knights, they're going to have guys from Hedgesville, Spring Mills, and that's about it. So
for EPAC at least.
Right.
Got to remember Berkeley Springs.
Right, yeah, you're going to have some Berkeley Springs as well. But some of those names I'm not super familiar with, so yeah, it should be, though, a well-played game today and a good battle between these two teams. We're going to see two of the best EPAC pitchers from this past season, and Ian Wolf and Riley Morgan out there on the mound. So, you know, that sets up for an intriguing matchup. And I do think the difference, you know, you do look at this post-14 lineup, a little bit more pop in it. But if Wolf can keep them in check, we could see ourselves a low-scoring pitcher's duel type of game, which I think is possible between these two teams. And then all it would take, you know, is a run here or there that could break through. And the other thing about playing here at Hedgesville is this field does play pretty well for batters. So it's a hitter's park, and we'll see how these guys do today, and it should be a fun matchup.
Step aside, take our first 2-minute break here on the Skinner Law pregame show. On the other side of that 2-minute break, we'll have our coaches' interviews with Trip Tobin and Steve Everhart. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
The WVU Heart and Vascular Institute is pleased to announce that thoracic surgery with Dr. Shalini Reddy is now available in Martinsburg at WVU Medicine Berkeley Medical Center. Dr. Reddy has practiced thoracic surgery in the region for over 8 years and offers robotic laparoscopic surgeries for the lungs, esophagus, and more. For more information about thoracic surgery in Martinsburg, check us out online at mywvuheart.com.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
Welcome back to Golden Asian Buffet. I'm Ryan, and I'm so excited to show you our massive buffet with over 150 incredible fresh items. Food lovers, you're gonna love this buffet with over 150 items with everything from appetizers all the way down to desserts. This buffet is massive. For family, friends, and foodies alike, you are gonna love this place. Appetizers all the way down to desserts, meats, seafoods, and much, much more. Come on down here to Golden Asian Buffet and check out their incredible buffet.
Welcome back to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex as we continue the pregame show with our coaches' interviews brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons. Now joined by the manager of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, Trip Tobin. Trip, your team comes off a tournament in North Carolina. How'd that go for you guys?
Oh, it went really well. I mean, we didn't get the W's like we wanted, but we played real competitively, and we had Chancey and Myers went real deep in games, a little deeper than they should have. We probably should have went with a closer, but we're a little shorthanded, and we wanted to see what they could do. Getting up to 80, 90 pitches, see how they could do going through the third or fourth time through the lineup against a very competitive lineup. And any other time we would throw someone in there to relieve them in that fifth, sixth inning, but we were a little shorthanded. They went out there and battled, give up some late runs, and we give up the lead there. But our kids battled like crazy. Riley Morgan and Carson threw really good games. We wasted a good game. The game that Riley threw, lost I think 2-1, and we had all kind of opportunities to win that game. But you got to do the small things when you face real good pitching, and your pitchers can't miss their spots when you're facing 1 through 9 hitters that can hit. And for the most part, our guys did that. They did a great job, and just ran it. Chancey and Myers were forced to stay out there a little longer than we would have liked to see them out there. So they got a few earned runs on their record, but that's really on us as coaches and as a team being shorthanded. But hit the ball well, played well, and had a good time as a team. And it was just a great experience.
You guys are now back in the area. Got a few days of rest due to some circumstances, but now you get to take on Post 60 for the first time this year. What are your expectations for this matchup with another local ball team?
Well, EPAC kids or EPAC matchups basically is what it is, and we watched it all year long when we called those games how tight they were. I expect the same thing. Across that across the other dugout over there, some really, really talented baseball players that have some passion for the game, and they really want to show out tonight. So we just have to stay within ourselves, and you hear people say don't let the moment get too big, but I think our guys are conditioned to handle that type of atmosphere. So hopefully tonight we come out here and Riley Morgan's going to pitch, and hopefully we can get some runs, give him some support, and come out here with a victory.
Anything else, Coach?
No, I just want to thank the CVB today. They were, we went in and we got a support grant for the tournament, so that helps. And of course, we still need a lot of support through the community and through businesses. We're still 15 grand short of being able to put on a really good tournament. So we really, really appreciate what what some of the officials did, and Mayor Knowles and Mike Hornby and HD Boyd and those guys put in a good word for us, and the CVB. Really came through today with a large amount to help us with that, to get us over the hump. So the tournament is going to go on at Martinsburg, and anybody that wants to help us out, or any business wants an opportunity for exposure, if you just want to help out bringing a great event to the community, just get a hold of us here at Post 14.
All right, thank you, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you, Colin.
Now joined by the manager of the Post 60 Knights, Steve Everhart. Coach, your team 11-10 so far this year. Just tell us a little bit about how the season's gone for you guys so far.
Up and down. leaving a lot of runners on base. Went through a drought there. Been in a slump. I think we set the tone on Sunday to start hitting the ball again. Hopefully that carries through the rest of the year. Just too many runners on base. When you can't score runs, you can't beat the other team. So, but we played up to the competition, like Cumberland and a couple of the other teams at the tournaments. But we seem to want to play down instead of dominating teams we should be dominating. That happened this past weekend in Frederick. There's 2 teams that we played, and we should have thoroughly beat them, and we just played down and couldn't recover.
You mentioned that. In your mind, I know it's obviously easier said than done, but how do you make sure that such thing doesn't happen any given night?
Well, the main thing is to try to get these guys mentally focused so that they don't go in thinking that they're going to whoop up on the team, because the first thing that happens, then it comes back to bite you in the butt, but they're totally focused and ready to play post 14. I mean, who wouldn't want to be up to play them,
They are the defending state champions, and also local rival. It's what Coach Tobin, when I just talked with him, said kind of EPAC against EPAC matchup. So how much does that excite your side as well?
We like playing good competition, and I know the boys love playing. They're friends over there. Tonight there's going to be a friendly rivalry, but they're all friends. Baseball community is a small knit community, and there's not too many people that I think that are enemies, with each other. Like maybe some football programs and stuff like that.
Who do you guys have on the mound, and what are your expectations for your starter today?
Well, I was going to start Mason Carter, but he's got a blister from last weekend, and I'm going to start Ian Wolf tonight. So it's Ian's turn anyway. So if it wasn't Carter, if Carter would start tonight, Ian would have pitched Friday night against Greencastle. So it's his turn.
All right, best of luck tonight. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
That was our coaches' interviews with Coach Everhart and Trip Tobin as well, brought to you by Parsons Ford. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons, looks like things might be getting started a little bit earlier than scheduled here in Hedgesville, so we'll keep it here, wrap up the pregame show, and just roll right into the starting lineup for Berkeley Post 14, brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. For the Post 14 Hornets, leading off in right field, number 9, Cam Moore. Batting second at third base, number 11, Braden Oviedo. Batting third, the pitcher, number 12, Riley Morgan. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 17, Braden Edwards. Batting fifth at second base, number 5, Carson Buber. Batting sixth in center field, number 7, Jordan Canby. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 2, J.J. Bobanelli. Batting eighth at first base, number 1, Jet Gross. Batting ninth in left field, number 6, Cole Lewis. Starting battery for the Post 60 Knights is brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street, Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Ian Wolf on the mound. Mason Everhart doing the catching as the first pitch to Cam Moore is called strike 1, as the first pitch brought to you by the Mears Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-4343 as the 0-1 pitch, fly ball into straightaway center field. Underneath it is Landon Pence, and he'll make the catch for out number 1 to retire Cam Moore.
Well, there was a game during the high school season when we were here when Mason Elliott was supposed to start. As Coach Everhart mentioned, he wanted to start Mason Carter, and Ian Wolf ended up starting, and he threw a great game. So, that's kind of a funny thing with Ian Wolf. It seems like he always seems to start when a Mason's supposed to start, but then they can't go.
Now batting for Post 14, Braden Oviedo. He'll let the first pitch go by. It's at the knees, called strike 1. Our top of the first inning is brought to you by Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields & Sons, proudly serving our area since 1880. It's the 0-1 from Wolf. High and misses for a ball to Oviedo. That's 1-1 count now to Ovi.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see some great stuff from Ian Wolf today, as this one's hit hard into left field.
Yep, Oviedo with a one-out single, as that's in between shortstop and third into left field. So one out, runner on first in the top of the first for Post 14 here against Post 60. And now Riley Morgan steps up to the plate for the Hornets.
It's a little bit of a different lineup than what we've seen, Colin, for Post 14 in the games we've seen. But, that's one thing that they're going to do. I feel like throughout the summer, move guys around, put guys in different opportunities in the lineup. So this team's so deep, you can move guys around like that.
First pitch from Ian Wolf to Morgan, misses outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here to scoreless top of the first. Runner on first for post 14 with 1 down. Pitch from Wolf again upstairs for ball 2 to Riley Morgan.
I feel like this is the first time we've seen him wear blue as well this year. Or at least usually in that red. Maybe a little bit of blue and white we've seen, but
2-0, fouled off by Morgan. The count now 2-1. I think I remember seeing him at least one time wear it during the post-14 Woodbat Invitational.
Yeah, probably, right? I mean, you had a lot of games during that stretch. It feels like whenever they're playing somebody that wears the same colors as them, they got to wear the same color. So
yes,
today we got blue versus blue, but at least it's a different color blue.
Yep, the sky blue for the post-60 Knights, the dark navy blue for post-14 as the 2-1 called a strike on the back side corner. Evens up the count at 2-2. Ian Wolf now trying to get his first strikeout of the evening. Checks the runner over his back shoulder. Here comes the 2-2, and it's swing and a miss. Out number 2 as Morgan gets caught chasing at one in the dirt for out number 2.
A great pitch there from Wolf, and he's coming off of, like we said, an excellent season in high school for Hedgesville. Wasn't a huge part of their team a few years ago, but pitched really well last year and was arguably one of the best players in the EPAC.
Now batting for post 14, the catcher, Braden Edwards, the lefty from Martinsburg, only a sophomore, entering his junior year coming next spring. 1-0 count as the 1-0, big swing and a miss from Edwards to even the count at 1 apiece.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how productive Edwards has been, not only during the high school season, but during this post-14 season as well.
Yeah, you'd think because of his age he'd be somebody on the junior team, but he's been in the starting lineup, I believe, most if not all the games that we've had for post-14.
A lot of them, yeah, and I think part of it is he's willing to show up. I mean,
that is a positive.
If you're willing to put in the work, that will certainly help. I mean, I don't know if at the beginning of the year if he was necessarily thought of as a senior team member.
And he swings through a 1-2 pitch outside and back-to-back strikeouts and the inning. So we'll remain scoreless as the runner in Oviedo is left stranded in the top of the first. It's the Hornets nothing and the Knights nothing. American Legion Baseball will continue here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 after this 1-minute break.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Panhandle Printing and Design is your full-service local print shop.
With over 50 years of combined experience, we know how to handle all of your printing and design needs.
We can handle anything, from small business cards to wrapping large vehicles. Our in-house design team can do it all. As a staple of this community, we love helping people promote their events, businesses, and anything they're passionate about. Envision, create, and bring your ideas to life with Panhandle Printing and Design.
We welcome you back here as we enter the bottom of the first inning, which is brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hackwilson Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsinis.com. Now for the post-60 Knights starting lineup. Batting first, the left fielder number 3, Kason Plogger. Batting second, the center fielder number 6, Landon Pence. Batting third at first base, number 2, Brian French. Batting fourth in right field, number 10, Mason Carter. Batting fifth, the pitcher number 11, Ian Wolf. Batting sixth at third base, number 15, Trenton Canarium. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 22, Mason Everhart. Batting eighth at shortstop, number 9, Peyton Girardin. Batting ninth at second base, number 25, Jay Vians. Starting lineups, again, brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR TV 10. Alongside me on the call is Nick Verzolini. Back at the studio is Dylan Bishop. Hot and a humid day here for American Legion Baseball, but for now the storms that have been hitting the area are staying away here in Hedgesville. It is right now 86 degrees, partly cloudy skies, but you can see the sky blue sky right now. Feels like 89, so cooled off just a little bit as we speak. Weather brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships, proud to be the owners who just care more, as Plogger fouls off the first pitch he sees to begin the bottom of the first from Riley Morgan, who's on the mound for the Post 14 Hornets.
Yeah, Case and Plogger leading off, a guy that we haven't seen a lot of at the high school game other than courtesy running.
I'll take the 0-1 right down the belt for a strike. The count now 0-2.
Has a ton of competition for outfield playing time with Mason Carter, Landon Pence, and Trent Knierim in that Hedgesville outfield. But next year should be a good year for Plogger.
0-2 inside for a ball. The count now 1-2 to Plogger.
And obviously he's having a great, summer here with the leadoff spot that he's given today.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Morgan, high for a ball. Count now 2-2.
Riley Morgan, now that he's fully healthy, has been phenomenal for both Post 14 and was phenomenal for Jefferson this spring as well. So really excited about him.
The 2-2 delivery is lined and down for a base hit into left. It's a leadoff single for Plogger to begin the night for the Post 60 Knights.
Now batting, number 6, Landon Pence.
Good piece of hitting there against, a tough Morgan, who just struck out, a ton of batters throughout the regular season. But Plogger, good at bat, and he lines that one in the left.
That'll bring up Landon Pence for the first time. Runner on first, nobody out. The pitch from Morgan. Fastball at the letters for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Pence. He'll step back in against Morgan. Morgan will throw over to first, not nearly in time as Plogger slides in safe on the pickoff attempt. Again, 0-1 count to Pence. Lefty and Morgan sets. The throw misses outside. The count now 1 apiece to Pence. Morgan steps back on the rubber. Sets. Wind up and he'll throw over. Tried to go with the B move there to see if he was able to get Plogger, who doesn't have that large of a lead over, with Jet Gross holding him tight to the bag.
We know he's got speed. Like I said, usually a courtesy runner. So
1-1 misses for ball 2 from Morgan to Pence. So count now 2-1.
So you want to keep him close and just be worried about him over there.
Nobody out here in the bottom of the first as this pitch inside for ball 3 from Morgan.
I believe Landon Pence was first team all EPAC this past year at Hedgesville, so a big part of this team.
3-1 count. Pitch from Morgan out of the stretch. Misses for ball 4, so the first 2 batters for Post 60 reach base. That'll bring up Brian French.
Riley Morgan seems a little bit off his game here early on, but we'll see if he can settle in. And this defense behind him is good. Like we've said before, they'll make a lot of plays. So just pitch to contact, but also know that this is a good lineup on Post 60's side as well. So I think Morgan just a little bit careful here.
French squares to bunt, and it's straight back to the pitcher, who throws to third for 1 across the diamond at first, and it hits the first baseman, Jet Gross, in the face. Hopefully he's okay. And a runner from second will advance to third. The batter is safe at first, and we're going to have a time, as that was a tough one. That's actually Carson Buber who was covering first base, not Jet Gross, the first baseman. It's the throw across the diamond from Oviedo, just skipped off the dirt, and Buber was unable to snag it with the glove and whacked him right in the face.
Yeah, hopefully Buber good. I mean, he's at least, moving around and everything, so he seems to be all right. But it did hit him pretty awkwardly there, and Carson's now to his feet, so I think he'll be okay. but definitely doesn't feel great. Maybe a little bit banged up. If they have to, they'll take him out, I'm sure, and make their adjustment there. But not his normal spot there. They go and get him a water.
Yep, get him a water, see if maybe he needs to wash out something with some dirt.
By both sides, as post 60 came in and grabbed him a water, so that was nice to see.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to remove him potentially from the game, as well as Michael Poltar is going to enter, which means we're going to see some movement defensively now early on here for post 14 Hornets.
Going to come and play second, and then Poltar's going to go to right. That's what it looks like.
So, an unfortunate event here in the bottom of the first. We'll hope Buber is okay in the long run. Wait for things to resume after the defense continues to get back into place here in the bottom of the first. Scoreless, 1 out now after that. Runners on the corners for the post 60 Knights.
Yep, so hopefully everything good with Carson. The good thing is he was able to walk off and everything. But he may be a little bit banged up, so we'll see what ends up happening. He could, of course, re-enter, I believe. So
I think you're correct, but not 100%.
Well, with it being an injury, I'm not exactly sure either.
So 1-0 count now. Carter is the next pitch from Morgan. Catches the inside part of the plate to even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think actually with an injury you might be done.
Guess we'll have to wait and see. 1-1. It's a hard chopper to Oviedo. His throw home to Edwards. The tag in time for the out to keep a scoreless tie in the bottom of the first.
Hey, what did it say? This defense behind you will make up for any contact if you pitch to it, and you see two great plays really by the defense, even though one ended up with the Buber injury. But there you see the throw home, great positioning by Edwards, and a good tag. So post 14 is going to, defend well, and Morgan pitching to contact, his defense has helped him out.
Now 2 outs, runners on first and second. Ian Wolf up to bat. The first pitch from Riley Morgan is called strike 1.
Yeah, even though there's guys on the diamond, you feel good about your situation here with Morgan.
The 0-1 pitch to Wolf. Outside from Morgan for a ball to even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
But then again, Ian Wolf is hitting and TV10 is here, so that usually leads to some big games.
A 1-1. It'll foul off over towards the Little League ball field that we were at just a few days ago. Count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the first. Nothing between the Hornets and the Knights. A post 14 and post 60 respectively. Here in the bottom of the first. The 1-2 pitch misses for ball 2. Count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes with the runners on first and second for the post 60 Knights. Ian Wolf up the bat, so it's pitcher against pitcher. Riley Morgan's pitch. Tipped straight back by Wolf, keeping the count at 2 apiece.
If you're post 60 you don't get the run home here, it's definitely disappointing. So this feels like a great opportunity to jump on post 14 early on.
Again, 2-2 count. Lefty Morgan sets, looks at the runner behind him. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. The count now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first with the runners on first and second. So expect them to be going on the pitch. We'll see if Riley Morgan tried to throw over at a bag to catch him off. He does not. The 3-2 misses for ball 4. Base is loaded now with 2 outs. Trenton Canerium will step up to bat for the post 60 Knights.
Another thing that will be interesting here today, Colin, is we were supposed to have a game yesterday for post 14, but that game was canceled due to the sprinkler system being broke. And, of course, here at Hedgesville, they've been watering the field, but it's still been pretty hot here, and the grass looks a little bit rough. So I wonder if that will play any sort of factor in things.
First pitch to Canerium misses for a ball. So right now, bases loaded with 2 outs. Every batter for post 60, as this pitch misses outside for ball 2, has reached base. However, there's still 2 outs with Plogger being out at third on the first bunt, and then Pence being tagged out at home to follow.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, right?
It is.
So you would have
no
happy
runs
guys come
when
across.
everybody has reached base.
But again, it shows how good this defense has been for post 14 at times this year. So seems like Morgan was a little bit off his game here early on. We'll see if he settles in as it goes on.
This pitch inside, so the count now 3-0 to Canarium from Riley Morgan.
He's got nowhere to put him. So this is almost guaranteed to be a strike here, but you obviously want to be careful.
3-0 is called a strike. Count now 3-1 to Canarium.
Also, the umpire's not in blue today.
No, because both colors blue that they would wear are being worn by the players as the 3-1 misses. It's ball 4, so.
Is that a rule?
No, I don't know. I mean, they probably try not to, but it's now 1-0 post 60 after the bases loaded walk, which will bring up Everhart.
I thought maybe it's because of the heat. Wanted to avoid the black or blue. But yeah, 1-0 here, post 60. And see if Morgan can lock back in.
First pitch high for ball 1 to Everhart.
Of course, Riley committed to Shepard.
1-0. Swing and a miss from Everhart. Evens the count up at 1-1 strike. 2 outs, 1-0 ball game right now in the bottom of the first as the next pitch from Morgan outside for a ball. Count now 2-1. Pitch number 30 for Morgan. It's called a strike. The count now 2-2.
The Hornets do have guys in that bullpen today. Connor Chansey, of course. Grant Henderson. So they have a lot of options. And when Rupenthal, if they were needing to go to them.
Here's the 2-2, and that's low and in for ball 3. So another 3-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs and the base is loaded. For post 60 here in the bottom of the first, they lead post 14 1-0. Payoff pitch. It's another ball 4, so the third straight walk makes it 2-0 post 60.
Wow. Pretty shocking there. And now Trip Tobin's going to come out and speak with Riley here. But like I said, you have, and I believe Jason Myers is actually here. He's not listed on our lineup card, so I don't know if that means that he's eligible or not. But I do see him down there in his uniform, so maybe they just didn't list him early, but added him to the lineup a little bit late. So they have pitching options. Now, I don't know how many of those guys are eligible in terms of their last pitches thrown. It does look like there is an arm warming down there in the bullpen, but I have no clue exactly who that is. Maybe I think it might be Grant Henderson.
I am not sure. I was looking at something else to note because we know how good this pitching is for post 14. They usually don't give up that many walks or free bases in general. Riley Morgan entering today. It's this one fouled back by Peyton Girardin, who's up the bat for post 60. In the games that he's pitched, has only had 6 base on balls. So far here in the first, 4.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean,
it's baseball.
You don't see walks from Riley Morgan.
The 0-1 fouled off to the right by Girardin. The count now 0-2.
We talked about his high school season, the numbers he put up being insane in the strikeout category, and you just don't see this from him very often. So he's just off his game for whatever reason today. You're going to have that from time to time from pitchers. We'll see if he fights through it.
The 0-2 lined right back up the middle and down for a hit. 1 run will score. Camby's throw is going to cut off anybody else trying to come home. But it's 3-0 post 60 on top of post 14 here in the bottom of the first.
We said on the show today, we've said it a lot. We have not seen them in person yet, but post 60 has improved greatly from last year. They got a lot of talent on this team, and they're proving it here today so far. It's still very, very early in this game, but they already have a 3-0 lead.
Vian's now up to bat, the 9th batter in the lineup, so post 60 is hit 1 through 9 so far. He'll foul off the first pitch he sees from Morgan into the glove of Edwards for strike 1. The 0-1 fouled over into the net on the right for strike 2.
It's been a crazy inning. We talked about some of the plays that post 14 made to limit some of the runs coming across. But I had Buber leave with the injury, so.
The 0-2 misses outside for a ball. Count now 1-2 to Vians.
I want to say that's Grant Henderson warming out there in the bullpen, so we'll see if he comes on here soon.
A 1-2 swing and a miss for strike 3, and finally out number 3 as well. But at the end of 1, it is post 63, post 14 nothing, as the post 60 Knights able to get the 3 runs on only 2 hits, no errors, 3 left on base, and 4 walks with 1 strikeout. This is American Legion baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 1 minute.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
We welcome you back as we head to the top of the 2nd inning, which is brought to you by the personal injury attorneys, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball. 5, 6, 7 batters are due up for Berkeley post 14 as they trail the post 60 Knights here in Hedgesville 3-0, as leading things off will be number 13, Michael Poltar, who had to come in there in the bottom of the 1st in right field as Carson Buber, the second baseman, was covering the first base bag, had a throw across the diamond from Braden Oviedo, skip up and whack him in the eye, and he was removed from the game after that. It's the first pitch, big swing and a miss for strike 1 from Poltar.
Yeah, things just really didn't go their way at all for post 14 in that first inning. The lineup didn't do much against Ian Wolf, and then you saw the injury to Buber and the struggles from Morgan on the mound. So, tough start.
0-1 called strike 2 to Poltar. Poltar now behind in the count against Ian Wolf, who has the 3-0 lead to be comfortable with out on the mound for post 60 Knights. The 0-2 to Poltar. Called strike 3. Poltar goes down looking for out number 1. 3 straight punch-outs now for Ian Wolf, looking back into that first inning.
Ian Wolf, I mean, he's a big game pitcher. We know what he can do, so.
Canby first pitch swinging. It's a line drive to the shortstop, Gerard, and he reaches down but is unable to make the catch. Don't know if it went in and out of the glove or if it just hit off the glove, but Canby, 1 pitch, 1 swing, and he reaches first.
Now batting number 2, J.J. Polvinelli.
So wait to check Game Changer to see if that's ruled a infield single, or an error, as J.J. Polvinelli now up to bat for post 14. I'll take the first pitch. It catches his knees for strike 1, says home plate umpire. Looks like they're going to rule that a infield single, according to Game Changer. So
it was hit hard, I guess, but yeah, tough one there.
See if post 60 also agrees or not.
Manager Tobin was arguing something here. I don't know exactly. Something about the call, I guess. Maybe he was just yelling out to his team. I can't really tell, but it sounded like it was directed toward the umpire.
And this one by Pavanelli sent into left center field. Running over is Landon Pence, and he'll make the catch for an out. So 2 down now with the runner on first here in the top of the second.
Camby was about halfway to second, but he got back there quickly enough. 2 gone here.
Jet Gross will step up to bat now for Berkeley Post 14. Gross, the lefty, here against Ian Wolf. Foul off the first pitch, straight back for strike 1.
Gross, along with Edwards, a guy that you maybe didn't expect to get this much playing time on the senior team, but he's had a really good season. He's been productive over there at first base. So filled a role, too. First base is probably the position with the biggest question mark heading into the season for Post 14.
0-1 from Wolf, high to Gross for a ball. Count now 1-1.
Just because you didn't really feel like there was a lot of guys that played a lot at first, but Gross has stepped in and stepped up.
Canby, the runner at first, is going on the pitch. It's outside for a ball. The throw from Everhart is high. Gerard and the shortstop unable to snag it and try to make a tag, so Canby will take second base. Count now 2-1 to Gross. Now a runner in scoring position for the first time tonight for Post 14 as they trail 3-0 against the Post 60 Knights here in the top of the second. 2-1 from Wolf is high. Ball 3 to Jet Gross. So we'll see if for Post 14, if the bottom of the lineup can get anything going with 2 down. You got Lewis, the 9-hole, on deck. It's the 3-1 pitch, fouled off by Gross to the left. So the count now runs full. And 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the second. Wolf on the mound for Post 60. Gross up the bat for Post 14. The 3-2, swing and a miss. 4th strikeout of the night for Ian Wolf. Retires the side of Post 14, keeps it 3-0 as we're headed to the bottom of the second. The Knights of Post 60 are due up. 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. This is American Legion Baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel is helping create extraordinary futures.
So we've seen improvements in our boys on the, as I said, arithmetic, reading and writing.
I worked in the county, I worked in public school, and that's what I knew. And I knew I wanted to be able to give her more. So I would recommend this to anyone.
Our daughter has thrived here. The family-like environment is exactly what she needed.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel in Martinsburg, equipping children to lead lives of significant impact.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you back as we head to the bottom of the second inning, which is brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Colin McLaughlin here for you on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Nick Verzolini. Back in the studio is Dylan Bishop holding down the fort. As the Post 60 Knights lead the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets by a score of 3-0. Both teams with 2 hits each, but it's been a free base difference. 4 walks in the bottom of the first issued by Riley Morgan as his first pitch to Plogger to begin the bottom of the second, way outside for ball 1.
We'll see if Morgan can bounce back and find his control.
Next pitch misses high for ball 2. Last inning, Morgan had 39 pitches, only 19 of them for strikes. Now make it 41 pitches total with still 19 for strikes. As the 2-0 fouled over to the right. Jet Gross trying to chase it down, but him and Michael Poltar both unable to get there as it'll land in between them for a strike. A 2-1 count now to Plogger, who singled in the bottom of the first to begin the day for Post 60. We wait for everybody to reset here. Plogger steps back in. Righty against lefty. Pitch from Morgan. Again fouled off by Plogger. The count now runs to 2 apiece. That's what the count was when he was able to get that leadoff single in the bottom of the first. So we'll see if Plogger is able to replicate that.
That's a well-hit ball, so we'll see what he can do here.
This time the 2-2 is high for ball 3.
Lisa's, working himself into a 3-2, which is what you want from the leadoff hitter. Have a good at-bat.
3-2. It's fouled straight back by Plogger. So we'll do it all over again here in the bottom of the second. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Plogger to lead things off in the bottom of the second. As Post 60 already leads 3-0 against Post 14. Riley Morgan on the mound doing the pitching. Shakes the first call off from his catcher, Braden Edwards, as the 3-2 is now popped up over towards the first base dugout. It goes on top of the roof, and will reset after back-to-back foul balls now. So lengthy at-bat here for the second time of the night for Plogger up to the plate. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat from Riley Morgan. Here it comes. It's ball 4.
Close one for Morgan there. Definitely a borderline pitch, but it goes against his way. And it'll be interesting to see if Morgan recovers at some point, because this has been a very tough start.
Yeah, the 5th walk he's issued so far here. That'll now bring up Pence. Runner at first. First pitch from Morgan misses to Pence for a ball.
Well, obviously, this game, very important, Colin. You got a lot on the line in the area games, so I want to try to stay in it as long as you can.
This one, a swing and a miss from Pence. The count now 1-1.
But also, you don't want to burn all your pitching before the weekend, so it's always a tough situation when managing these teams.
Pick-off attempt over at first, not in time. And Plogger slides second. The Post 60 Knights lead is now 5-0 against Berkeley Post 14.
Yeah, it was a weird ball because the way it was hit, it almost looked like it was going to die in center, but just kept carrying. Camby looked like he saw it initially and was going to get under it, but he couldn't get there. He kind of, looked up and he couldn't get there because it was over the wall.
Yeah, I was reacting off Camby to initially make my thought that it was staying in the ballpark because he was in mid-center field, but kind of lost it in the sun and just continued to carry out into the trees in dead center.
Even though, like we said, even though it feels like a bigger park here at Hedgesville, I don't know the exact dimensions. For whatever reason, this place feels like, or it plays like a hitter's park.
And that one, no doubter now, looking back at it, is the count 1-1 to French. It's Post 60's lead now 5-0. Who would have expected this here against the defending state champions in Post 14?
Yeah, I mean, look, Post 60, like we said, they've made great improvements. We know that they're fired up for this game. I mean, in some ways, they got to feel like they weren't chosen for Post 14, in some ways. So
this one now misses. Count 2-2.
Because this team didn't exist, 2 years ago. So it's a newer club.
2-2 down and inside. The count now full at 3-2.
And look, it's hard to argue against the guys that Post 14 does usually put out there since they are the defending state champs. But
3-2 is a pop-up over to the left. The shortstop, J.J. Pavanelli's underneath it, and he'll make the catch for an out.
Post 60 showing some fight, showing some ability to compete, and getting to Riley Morgan the way they have is pretty surprising. But they're letting them fight through it here. I mean, at least for now, it looks like whoever was warming up, again, I believe it was Henderson, has stopped warming up, so they're ready to go, I would presume. And it seems like maybe manager Tobin's just kind of waiting for the exact moment to pull him, and it looks like it's going to be now.
Yep, first pitch to Carter missed from Riley Morgan for ball 1. So here comes Trip Tobin to meet with his pitcher, Riley Morgan, out on the mound, and he'll immediately grab the baseball from him. We'll see if that means Riley Morgan's day is done and he will head to the dugout. It does mean his day is done. So only go 1 1/3. So we're in the bottom of the second inning. It is the Post 60 Knights 5 and Berkeley Post 14 nothing. We'll step aside, take a 30-second break for the pitching change. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Is your skin dry or breaking out? Are your muscles sore and tight? Then take a few hours or even a whole day to refresh yourself, recover, and rejuvenate at Personal Reflection Day Spa, located at 102 Hovatter Drive in Inwood. Personal Reflection Day Spa is an award-winning spa for 15 consecutive years. The friendly, experienced staff will give you the treatment you deserve from the minute you walk in the door. Book your appointment by calling 304-821-1333 or online at personalreflectiondayspa.com.
Welcome back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Pitching change for Berkeley Post 14. So our pitching changes are brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Call them at 304-263-3361. Is now doing the pitching for the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets is Grant Henderson. So Riley Morgan's day is done out on the mound, only going 1 1/3 of an inning, giving up 5 runs so far. And stat line not finished. So.
Well, Colin, we're going to see Grant Henderson, who's had a good summer here for Berkeley Post 14. He's been our player of the game a few times. So, not what you wanted from Riley Morgan, not what you would typically expect, but every once in a while guys are going to have off days, and today just wasn't Morgan's day. But for Henderson, he's thrown 8 1/3 this season. He's only given up 1 earned run, which is an ERA of .840, so he's been very good, mainly as a starter, but here he is in relief, and he's done a little bit of both, I guess. This is his 4th appearance. He's made 1 start, so and we'll see how he does here today.
So 1-0 count to Carter after Morgan only threw the 1 pitch to him, and now we'll see what Grant Henderson can do. Henderson sets. It's the first pitch. It's low for a ball.
At the very least, you're changing the perception of the Hedgesville batters with the righty Henderson, and we know he's capable, so.
2-0 is a hard ground ball to the shortstop, J.J. Pavanelli. His throw to first in time? No. They say the foot of Jet Gross came off the bag.
That was the right call by the umpire down there at first base, as we had a good angle of it with the camera. Looked like Gross kind of stumbled over there at first and never really got his foot on that bag. Now manager Tobin's going to come out. I think he either wants to appeal or just talk with the umpire, but I think it was the right call.
Yeah, not sure if I was at home watching on either our YouTube stream or TV 10 stream, if there's a replay or not of that one. Maybe ourselves will have to pull up here on YouTube to see over at first, but Trip Tobin is going to appeal to the umpires and believe the call will stand.
It was a close play. I'm not sure if he was able to get it, but I did see him kind of stumble a little bit over there at first. So, and now we have the runner on first, and Henderson thought he had an out easily, but unfortunately the defense lets him down a little bit there.
Now Ian Wolf up to bat here against Grant Henderson. Runner at first. One down, bottom of the second. Pitch from Henderson to Wolf, low for a ball. 5-0's the score. Post 60 leads Post 14. Trying to watch the play over at first here simultaneously along with the game in action. And yeah, it looked like Jet Gross over at first was just trying to adjust his footing, as this is a fly ball to right center field, and that's going to get down for a hit and roll all the way to the wall. Rounding third is Carter, and he's going to try to come home and score. It's a base-clearing triple for Ian Wolf in the bottom of the second. It's Post 60 now leads 6-0 here against Post 14 in the bottom of the second.
I mean, Ian Wolf, like I said, when we're here, he just balls out. He's pitched great so far on the mound. He gets a triple there at the RBI, and Post 60 has exploded here today against this Hornets team, and what's been a shocking game so far, but we'll see it. What Berkeley Post 14 has to answer, but this team's sliding a little bit. It's been a little bit of a tough run. I mean, obviously they played some good teams down there in North Carolina, but they got that 14-2 win over Potomac, and then after that you had a 2-1 loss, a 7-3 loss, a 4-2 win, and a 6-4 loss, and now you're down 6-0 to Post 60. So it hasn't been a great stretch for Post 14. Post 60 on the other side has been up and down all year, so we know they're capable of this kind of performance. Just wasn't really expecting it. We expected a close game.
First pitch to Canarium's a strike. Second one also called a strike, so he's behind in the count 0-2 against Grant Henderson. Runner on third with only one out here in the bottom of the second. I believe that's a courtesy runner for Post 60 as well as the 0-2, a big swing and a miss from Canarium at a fastball that's high at his eyes. And that is out number 2 on strike 3.
So Post 60 a year ago was 19-23, and in these games against Post 14, they lost 5-0, they lost 18-0, and they lost 6-5. So the first game was close, and the other two were not super close. At least you didn't score.
And now they lead 6-0 here in the bottom of the second against Post 14. First pitch to Everhart, low and away for ball one from Henderson. The 1-0 is called a strike at the letters to even the count up at 1-1.
And they're 11-10 this year, and they only won 19 games last year, so you'd expect that to improve slightly at least. If they play the same amount of games, of course.
1-1 is called strike 2 to Everhart. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs with the runner on third. Henderson's pitch. Low, trying to get Everhart to chase. He doesn't, so the count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Check swing, and it's called strike 3. I don't think it was on the swing. Must have caught the outside part of the plate, so Everhart down for out number 3 at the end of 2. It is the Post 60 Knights 6, Post 14 Hornets nothing. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
I do.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
Can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job.
It's between girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We welcome you back. Top of the third inning is brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. 9-1-2 batters are due up. Lewis, Moore, Oviedo for Berkeley Post 14, who trail The post-60 Knights, the cross-county rival, 6-0. It's been all night so far here in Hedgesville.
It's going to be tough to change that as well with how Ian Wolf has pitched so far. Now, we know the Hornets are not going to just go down and die, or at least I don't think so, with the talent in this lineup and the guys that they have. They're going to stay locked in the game. But it's 6-0, and Ian Wolf has pitched really great so far, so already 4 strikeouts.
First pitch swinging. It's a grounder to the third baseman. Canarium, his throw across the diamond retires Lewis. 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the third. But at the same time, it's hard to see Ian Wolf giving up 6 runs.
Right. It is, especially with how he's came out and pitched so far. So you just never really know. I mean, it's Legion baseball. It's baseball in general. We know this lineup can get hot at any time. So
first pitch taken by Cam Moore, and it's strike 1 on the inside corner.
Still a lot of baseball left to be played, Colin, so you don't want to count anybody out at this point, but it does feel like post-60 is at least in control so far.
The 0-1 on the outside corner, called strike 2 to Cam Moore.
Yeah, so quickly works it to an 0-2.
Wolf sets. The 0-2 to Cam Moore. And that is a high fly ball to left field. Kason Plogger underneath it, and that's out number 2. So 2 down on 4 pitches. Now batting is Braden Oviedo. Oviedo, 1 for 1 today. He singled in the first. Pitch. Misses inside for a ball. Count now 1-0 to Oviedo. One-0 inside for a ball. The count now 2-0.
Yeah, so Ovie at least works into a hitter's count here.
See if he has the green light on the 2-0. Pitch from Wolf. And that is popped up over to shallow right field. And right underneath it's Mason Carter. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third goes the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. So we're headed to the bottom of the third. It's still 6-0. Post 60 on top. This is American Legion baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 1 minute.
Spring into adventure this month at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. We have a great selection of over 80 new Chevys on our lot. Right now, you can get a new 2024 Equinox with up to $3,000 off MSRP. Or get a new 2024 Silverado 1500 with up to $8,000 off MSRP, plus $1,000 in trade assistance cash. And did we mention no payments for 90 days on select Chevy models? Together, let's drive at CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
The Contemporary American Theater Festival in Shepherdstown returns July 5th through the 28th with 4 new productions, including Enough to Let the Light In by Paloma Nozeca. This psychological thriller tells the story of a couple whose haunting past meets their promising future. Check out the full complement of plays, including a bonus production, during this year's Contemporary American Theater Festival, July 5th through the 28th in Shepherdstown, with tickets beginning at just $40. For tickets and more information, visit catf.org. That's catf.org.
We welcome you back. So we enter the bottom half of our third inning, which is brought to you by the team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered. It's the 8-9-1 batters due up for the post-60 Knights, which is Girardin, Vyans, and Plogger. They try to extend what is currently a 6-0 lead here against the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. It's meeting number 1 of 2 regular season meetings between these two area foes in American Legion baseball here in the state.
Yeah, these two teams will meet again on July 10th at P.O. Faulkner Park.
Of course, we'll have coverage of that game for you. The first pitch from Grant Henderson misses high to Girardin for ball 1. 1-0 from Henderson. Inside for ball 2 to Girardin. 2 balls, no strikes now. The 2-0 pitch to Girardin from Henderson is a hard ground ball in between shortstop and third into left. It's a leadoff single for Girardin.
Now batting, number 25, Jay Vine.
Now for the third straight inning, the leadoff man reaches base.
Yeah, overall, post 60's been putting the ball in play. Post 14's had a few defensive errors, but for the most part, it's been hits and some good contact against this pitching staff that usually is pretty unhittable. So, very impressive performance so far from post 60.
First pitch, high and inside to Vians for ball 1 from Grant Henderson to the oohs and ahs of the post 60 Knights over in the first base dugout. Henderson taking his time now as the 1-0. It's ripped into center field, and that's down for a hit. Back-to-back singles to begin the third inning now for post 60. So runners on first and second with nobody out. Now off the bat, Kason Plogger.
Yeah, you're able to get it back to the top of the order with nobody out, so post 60's in a good spot right now, obviously, and they're expecting bunt is post 14.
Yep, Jet Gross already in, expecting it. About midway in on the first baseline.
Unless even with the pitcher's mound, I guess.
Yeah. Stepping off was Grant Henderson to see if he could catch a runner off guard. Now he'll reset out on the mound. Plogger up the bat. First pitch, catches the inside part of the plate, says the home plate umpire for strike 1. So Plogger that time did not square around a bunt. We'll see if he does so or not here with the 0-1 incoming.
Yeah, certainly capable.
The 0-1 is strike 2 to Plogger.
But he had a well-hit single his first time, so seeing the ball pretty well in this leadoff spot. But he does fall behind here 0-2 to Henderson. Now it's a new pitcher, so a little bit of a different look for post 60.
0-2. Chasing it is Plogger, and it's missed on the swing, and that's strike 3.
Number 6, Landon Pence.
One down, and Landon Pence will step up.
He homered last time, so.
He had the 2-run home run to dead center. He has runners at first and second now. Pitch from Henderson. Breaking ball called strike 1.
I just barely got that one in. I thought it was maybe a little bit low.
Henderson looking at the runner behind him. Goes home with the 0-1, and that's strike 2 to Pence. Henderson able to find the strike zone now lately. Get ahead in the count.
Yeah, it's just been a problem for these Hornets pitchers so far, so at least find the zone without allowing contact.
Now a step-off turn. Pretend to throw to second, but the runner, Girardin, slides back in. As nobody covered the bag. It's Girardin, the runner at second for post 60. Vians, the runner at first. One out here in the bottom of the third. Up the bat is Pence. Pitch from Henderson. It's grounded to the first baseman, Gross. He'll throw to second. The shortstop, Pavanelli, over to first to the pitcher, Henderson. And it is a double play to end the inning. So it remains 6-0 as that goes 3-6-1. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
We welcome you back. Top of the fourth inning is brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance. Reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today or visit FMIWV.com. 6-0. Post 60 Knights lead the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets here in Hedgesville. Due up for Post 14, Morgan, Edwards, Poltar, the 3-4-5 batters. Or excuse me, Henderson. Misspoke there, forgot to change the lineup on the opposite side when he came in to pitch for Morgan.
Right, yeah. Henderson now in the game pitching. DH wasn't used by either team, so you can't go pitcher DH, spot, or anything like that.
Count 2-0 here to Henderson against Ian Wolf out on the mound. Henderson opens his stance up a little bit on the 2-0. Swings and misses. The count now 2-1. As the shadows start to creep in as the sun sets. The 2-1. Fouled straight back by Henderson to even the count up at 2 apiece. You can see some shadows mostly from the press box covering part of the infield, just about halfway up between home plate and the pitcher's mound. It's really about it for the most part. The 2-2. Grounded off home plate and to the left in foul territory. Keeping the count at 2 apiece. Ian Wolf so far already with 4 strikeouts tonight, trying to make it 5. 2-2. Breaking ball that Wolf tried to go to, it just slipped and didn't break enough. It stayed high. Count now 3-2 to Henderson. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch misses high. It's ball 4, so a leadoff walk. First walk issued by Ian Wolf.
This could be what it takes to get something going for Post 14. I mean, get that lead runner on. We talked about the free bases. Hornets giving up a lot of free bases, haven't really earned a whole lot of them so far. So you get a guy on here to lead off the inning, and you never know, it could get going for the Hornets.
Now the catcher, Braden Edwards, up the bat. First pitch, he'll foul off the end of the bat for strike 1.
It's 6-0. You have a few innings to work with. This is the time, though, it feels like, Colin, to get something going, since each inning you run lower and lower on outs. So if you can get 2-3 runs here, you're right back in the game, and you never know what can happen from there.
No balls, 1 strike. Edwards struck out swinging his last time up. The pitch from Wolf, swing and a miss for strike 2.
Now, obviously, easier said than done with the way Ian Wolf has pitched, but we'll see.
Runner at first is Henderson. Takes a slight lead over there as the 0-2 home. Straight back into the net. Keeps the count at 0-2. That one game eye level here in the press box towards us.
Yeah, I almost forgot we had a net.
Yeah, I looked straight up waiting for it to sail over top of me, and
or hit you
never
in the
did.
Face.
Or that. I wouldn't remember anyway if it did.
I guess it depends on how hard it hit you or where it hit you.
Well, you said in the face.
Well, I mean, who knows?
We have a courtesy runner now for Post 14.
Yeah, it looks like Riley Morgan. It's kind of ironic.
This pitch just outside. Count 1-2. Yeah, he comes in. It's a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Henderson, as he was the starting pitcher. It had to be removed. Henderson brought in. 1-2. Excuse me, swing, and it's popped up by Edwards. Deep part of the infield behind second base. The shortstop, Peyton Girardin's there. He'll make the catch for the out.
And not exactly what you wanted there if you're Edwards.
Yeah, who knows what could have happened if he swung all the way through. We know the power he does have in that bat.
For sure, yeah. Good bat in this lineup, but...
Now batting's Poltar. He'll take the first pitch, and it's strike one from Ian Wolf.
I think with the way, Wolf has pitched, it makes it tough to have a lot of confidence in your swing.
0-1 in the dirt. Count 1-1. Got one out, top of the fourth. Post 60 Knights 6. Berkeley post 14 nothing. Runner at first for post 14. This pitch high. The count now 2-1 to Poltar. Poltar 0 for 1. He struck out looking his last time up. He had to come in to the lineup in the place of Carson Buber, who exited the game with a injury in the bottom of the first. This pitch low. The count now 3-1. It's a 3-1 pitch. Lined into left, and it's down for a hit. Michael Poltar with a single. Puts runners at first and second with one down. That'll bring up Jordan Canby for the Hornets. An opposite field piece of hitting there by Poltar.
Yeah, so now you got 2 on, just 1 out. Jordan Canby coming to the plate, who was able to get on his last time up, so a little bit of momentum here for the Hornets, even though nobody's come across the score or really threatened to score at this point.
First pitch to Canby is strike one from Wolf. No balls, 1 strike. Next pitch to Canby. That is skied straight up into the infield on the right. The second baseman, Jay Vyans, underneath it, will make the catch for the out.
The infield fly, I think, was in effect as well, but so we'll see what Pavanelli here, so see if he can get something going.
Also, quick correction, Poltar was not opposite field. He's a righty. I don't know why I thought he was a lefty, even though he was standing in the right-handed batter's box. Heat's getting to me, I guess, Nick. I don't know.
It happens. He sent it the opposite way of he was running, I guess.
1-0 now is a strike from Wolf to J.J. Pavanelli, even the count up at 1 apiece.
I think I said the same thing the other day, so don't feel bad. Sometimes the heat gets to you a little bit.
Pickoff attempt over to second, gets off the glove of the second baseman, Vyans, and will trickle out into the outfield, but not deep enough to have the runners move, or even try to. Just the headset here as I started to feel the sweat.
It is hot.
Yeah, it's cooled off a little bit, but with headsets on.
There's a slight breeze.
Yeah.
It's a little bit nicer in terms of the heat compared to what we had earlier in the week or over the weekend.
This pitch high, ball 2, and just for, I guess, people back home trying to picture the feeling, I guess, wear earmuffs in the summer and you'd know. It's this pitch inside, but called a strike. Excuse me, the count 2-2.
Have you ever worn earmuffs?
As a kid, yeah.
Okay. Probably.
2-2. In the dirt, past the catcher, Everhart. So that's ball 3, and now the base runners advance 1 base each. So runners at second and third now with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth for post 14.
I've always been more of a winter hat guy.
Yeah, I mean, I mostly was, but here and there I decided
For sure. I mean,
little
look,
pair of
get
earmuffs.
that extra protection.
The 3-2 is lined, and off the glove of the third baseman into left. 1 run will score, and it's now 6-1 here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah,
You were saying it?
Poltar was about halfway. Well, not halfway, but he was making a big turn down there at third, but manager Tobin held him up. And now you're on the board. If you can get another one across, like I said, you're right back in the game at 6-2 with plenty of time left. So this is a big at-bat here for Gross, and we'll see if Wolf now can bounce back. He's facing a little bit of adversity. There's runners on the corners. And post 14 has shown ability to get to him a little bit here. So, again, it's not over until the last out, and the Hornets will certainly battle.
That fouled straight back by Gross for strike 1 from Ian Wolf. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Runners on the corners for Berkeley post 14. Finally added 1 on the board. They trail 6-1 against the post 60 Knights. Next pitch. Misses outside for a ball. The count now 1-1 to Gross. Jack Gross struck out swinging his last appearance. The lefty here against the righty in Wolf. The 1-1 tipped into the glove for strike 2. A 1-2 count now to Gross. Ian Wolf trying to get out of the inning. Bring post 60's bats up. Runner from second goes, and it's another foul tip into the glove. That's strike 3 to end the inning. So 2 runners get left stranded on the corners for post 14. They're able to finally get 1, but it's post 60 still leading 6-1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. This is American Legion Baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
We're back. Bottom of the fourth innings, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to Ford@Hagerstown.com. 6-1. Post 60 Knights lead. Berkeley post 14. French, Carter, Wolf due up. The 3-4-5 batters in the post 60 Knights lineup here against Grant Henderson. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR. TV 10. Alongside me is Nick Verzolini. Back at the studio is Dylan Bishop. French up the bat.
Yeah, Hornets have gotten back into it a little bit with the 1 run they were able to put up last inning, but it's going to take some great pitching from Henderson and just chop away at this lead. But Ian Wolf has still been really good out there on the mound. It's going to be tough.
1-0. It's now 2-0 to French.
But you got to be very impressed with post 60's performance so far. They jumped on Riley Morgan early on, drew some walks, and have hit the ball well. So give credit to them.
2-0. Line to the right. Foul. Count now 2-1 to French. 2 balls, 1 strike. French up the bat. And he'll foul this one straight back. Count now even at 2 apiece. French has hit into a 1-5 fielder's choice in the first and then came home to score. And then last time up he popped out to the shortstop in the second. The 2-2 from Henderson. Called strike 3. French goes down looking for out number 1 in the fourth.
Great pitch there from Grant Henderson. He gets that strikeout, and that's big to lead off the inning. You're down 5, so you need him to establish some good pitching and keep his team in the game.
First pitch to Carter is low from Henderson for ball 1. It's a big swing and a miss from Carter for a strike. The count 1-1. Henderson sets the 1-1 delivery. Fastball catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. Count 1-2. Carter steps out. Not like that call you can see in his face. Shakes his head. Now steps back in. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 4th. Grant Henderson's day starting to get better out on the mound. Slowly, it feels like, at least so far here this inning, the momentum shifting over to post 14. Can they, though, transfer that into the bats against Ian Wolf? First pitch to Wolf is a strike. It is.
I mean, that's the thing. You're down 5. You do have some opportunities left. It does feel like you can maybe hold it to just 5, but to break through against Ian Wolf today, I mean, what's his pitch count? I mean, that's really where you got to look for your best chance. I guess I can check that. But
I'll let you then.
If it's high, then you have maybe a shot if you can get into the bullpen.
This is a grounder in between shortstop and third in the left field. A 2-out single. Here, hold on. I have it on back here. 63 pitches. Yeah.
That's why
I forgot.
Asking you.
Because I forgot to count the strikes for him last inning, as he'll have a courtesy runner now. Lore enters in.
You failed us, Colin.
I just didn't do the strikes. I have how many pitches, and it's 63.
63. He's got 40 strikes.
Thank you. I'll write that down.
The total there.
Which means 16 last inning out of
Ian
the
Wolf's
29.
had a great day. I mean, 2 hits, great pitching performance. So,
Pickoff attempt over at first. Lore in safely.
Yeah, Moore, the courtesy runner.
Or Moore. Is it Moore or Lore?
Yeah, Moore.
Okay.
Kyle Lore is not on this team.
Moore.
Understand the confusion.
Pitch to Canarium high for a ball.
I did see Kyle Lore actually playing for the Winchester team. Post 21 a little bit, so.
1-0 to Canarium. Another pickoff attempt, and that was really close over at first.
I want to say that Kyle Moore plays for Berkeley Springs, I would presume.
I don't know.
I think he might.
This one fouled straight back. The count 1-1. Two outs, bottom of the 4th, post 66. Post 14-1 is the score here in Hedgesville, West Virginia. American Legion baseball action for you on WRNR and TV 10.
Yeah, he's a freshman at Berkeley Springs, so headed into his sophomore year. At 269, unofficially, according to Max Preps.
1-1. Catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. Count 1-2 to Canarium as the post 60 fans below us starting to show their displeasure with the strike zone.
We'll see where Berkeley Springs goes from here. Obviously, having some guys able to play on this team will help, I think.
A 1-2 grounded right back up the middle to Henderson. He'll throw off the mound to first for the final out of the inning. So it stays 6-1 through 4. Post 60 leads post 14. We're headed to the 5th on the other side of this 1-minute break. This is American Legion baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I like the layout of the course very much. I think it challenges the low handicappers and is very playable for the mid and high handicappers.
All different levels can play on this course.
I think it challenges you from the get-go.
And the first tee program here is one of the best, if second to none. It is the best in the state of West Virginia.
The men have a league, the women have a league, the kids have things going on. Like, it really is kind of the whole package here at Locust Hill. Everybody's very welcoming.
Love the folks here that play golf, but a lot of great relationships and friendships with people here.
You know, sometimes you can only judge a course by their members. We have a great core membership here.
I was able to build some fantastic relationships here, and that's why I've been here for 30 years. When you join any club, you're joining to play golf, but you're really paying for the experience. And the experience here at Locust I found to always be a good time and a fun affair.
To schedule a tee time, become a member, or see upcoming events, visit www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call us today at 304-728-7300.
We're back here at the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Top of the fifth is brought to you by L.A. Roberts Jewelers, committed to excellence in quality design and craftsmanship, located at 146 North Queen Street in Martinsburg. Due up, Lewis, Moore, Oviedo, the 9-1-2 batters in the Berkeley post-14 Hornets lineup. A trail, post-60 Knights 6-1. Ian Wolf out on the mound still for post-60. The Hedgesville product. Already here against Cole Lewis. First pitch, Lewis squares to bunt, and it's foul over towards the third base dugout for strike one.
So does post 14, have enough left with their bats against Ian Wolf, who's been great. Pitch count not really an issue for him, so.
Well, this is lined into right field. Tracking it down is Mason Carter for out number one. They've made contact here and there, but so far only 4 hits and
a lot of it's
been one walk.
A lot of it's been softer contact. That one a pretty well hit ball.
So that's all your base runners that you've had. It's Cam Moore up the bat now. And he'll chop the first pitch he sees over to the second baseman. Vyans is throw to first in time for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here in the fifth.
Yeah, this is big too, because like we said, he was at 63.
63, yep.
So
he's now at 66.
Yeah, if you could have got that into the 70s, 80s, you'd feel like maybe you could get to somebody else. But at this point, this has been a very quick inning. So.
His first pitch to Oviedo, low from Wolf for a ball.
And now Oviedo's got to kind of change his approach. He can't really jump on anything early in the count, I feel like.
See Coach Eric Grove of Hedgesville hiding in the right corner behind the hitting cage in attendance for this one as the pitch called a strike.
Do you think he's hiding?
He was at first.
Who's he hiding from?
I don't know.
You?
Wanted to play Where's Waldo, but it's Where's Grove, I guess. But this pitch inside for a ball to count 2-1. The way he was standing against the wall.
It's true.
Only saw his head peeking out. So now he's standing up against the fence.
Yeah, right now it's kind of easy to spot him.
Yeah. 2-1 makes it 3-1 as that is in the dirt, way away from the catcher, Mason Everhart.
So you have a shot here to draw a walk, extend the inning a little bit if you are post 14.
3-1 count, 2 down. Oviedo up to the plate. A 3-1 pitch from Wolf. That is a pop-up into right field. Tracking it in is the right fielder Mason Carter, and he makes the catch for the out. So 3 up, 3 down. Goes Berkeley post 14 in the fifth quietly, and it stays 6-1. Right to the bottom of the fifth on the other side of this 1-minute break. Post 60 back up to bat. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Welcome to CMA's Honda of Winchester, where you can drive an award-winning lineup of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, Accords, Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and more at CMA's Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more. Welcome to CMA's Honda of Winchester, where you can drive an award-winning lineup of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, Accords, Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and more at CMA's Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more.
We're back. Bottom of the fifth inning we go, which is brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Bottom of the lineup will be due up. Everhart, Gerard, and Vyans for the post-60 Knights, who find themselves in the lead against the defending state champions, the Berkeley post-14 Hornets, by a score of 6-1. Everhart up the bat here against Grant Henderson. Henderson came in after 1 1/3 appearance for Riley Morgan. Just wasn't his day out there. And a swing and a miss from Everhart. Begin the bottom of the fifth. Henderson, the righty. It's the righty in Everhart. The 0-1. Called strike 2 at the belt of Everhart. Everhart was caught looking his last time up. His first time up, he walked in the first. The 0-2. Skips in the dirt. And that's a ball. The count now 1-2 to Everhart. Henderson steps back on the rubber on top of the pitcher's mound. The 1-2 against Everhart. That's just fouled off by Everhart to keep the count at 1-2. Get a new baseball sent out to Henderson from Braden Edwards, who takes his time before crouching back down behind home plate. 1-2, fastball up and away. Count now 2-2 to Everhart.
And overall, Grant Henderson's, settled things down here for post 14, Colin.
Yeah.
But still down 5.
Right, and this one down the third base line. If it stays fair, it has a chance, and it is foul, bouncing at the warning track and then over the wall. So that was close, but the count remains 2-2.
Yeah, would have probably been a triple. It did one hop over the wall, though, so maybe it even would have been a ground rule double if it was fair, but almost even got over the wall, possibly, if he straightens it out a little bit. So
yeah, about 5 feet short.
Well hit ball, though.
Yep, Everhart now has to make his way back to grab his bat, do so, and then step back in here against Grant Henderson.
Get the breath back a little bit.
Yeah. He was halfway to second. 2-2. Outside from Henderson, trying to get him to chase. Everhart doesn't, so the count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 8th pitch of the at-bat to the leadoff batter in the 5th. Payoff pitch from Henderson. Outside, it's ball 4. That one not even close. It's a leadoff walk to Everhart to begin this 5th inning for the post-60 Knights.
Yes, a good at-bat there. Draw that leadoff walk.
The first walk issued since the second. That was the first batter that I believe Henderson saw? No. My apologies. It's still the first walk, I believe, that Henderson's issued. pitch popped up by Girardin over to the right, out of play, first strike.
Well, Colin, after going down to fix our camera, it's a lot hotter up here than it is down there.
Yeah, out there at least you got a little bit of wind. Up here in the press box there is zero air movement. Pickoff attempt over to first, not in time. Everhart slides back in.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad down there right now. It was hot earlier, but I don't think it's too bad. I would sit down there for a little bit.
Well, don't leave me.
I considered it.
One count. I wouldn't blame you with the heat. This pitch from Henderson to Girardin. Catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. Guess I could try to throw down the headset to you if you sat behind home plate. Get an XLR extension.
Yeah, but...
Toss things down at you to see if you're awake.
That wouldn't be right.
Swing and a miss. Strike three. Girardin down for out number one.
Yeah, if one of us has to sit up here in the heat, then all of us have to sit up here in the heat. That's the way I roll. I'm a team player, Colin.
I appreciate the mentality, Nick. One down now in the bottom of the fifth. Vian's up the bat. What were you saying?
Good pitching.
Good pitching.
Get the strikeout.
Good response after a walk as this lined over towards the dugout. It's off the fence right in front. That's a very loud strike one from Vians, making sure his teammates are awake and that their team players are still paying attention.
It's true.
Now we wait here for the ball to be recovered because it ricocheted off the fence and almost back into play. It's right on the first base line, so no balls, one strike, one out. Runner at first. 6-1, post 60 Knights lead the Berkeley post 14 Hornets. Another pickoff attempt, bobbled by Jet Gross, but it stays at his feet. Henderson sets again, looks at the runner over his back shoulder. No deliver to the pitch. That's a swing and a miss from Vians for strike two. Vians behind that fastball. So an 0-2 count now. Henderson sets. Out of the stretch he goes. And that's a swing and a miss, strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts on 3 pitches each. That's out number 2. Now we head to the top of the lineup for the post 60 Knights. Kason Plogger, 4th plate appearance today. So far in the other 3, he had a single, a walk, and a strikeout swinging.
Yeah, he's been effective at the plate and doing his job in the leadoff spot. There's 2 gone here. You have a runner on first.
And now with 2 outs, they're going to decide to have a courtesy runner for the catcher in Everhart. 24 out there if you're able to check and see on the lineup sheet that we were given who that is, please, Nick. Thank you. Rankin, the courtesy runner, is the pitch high to Plogger for ball 1.
Makes sense to go to the courtesy runner with 2 outs. Give your catcher some time to get into his pads and stuff.
1-0. High throw over to first. Almost had Rankin caught slipping, but he's able to dive back in safely. Count now 2-0 to Plogger. Plogger steps back in against Henderson. And a time called before the 2-0. Henderson not happy with that because that was right down the middle. It would have been a strike unless we saw it hit into play by Plogger.
Plogger didn't swing.
He caught a time.
At the time, so definitely liked his pitch location, but you never know what would have happened.
Yep, just a wasted effort for Henderson, who now throws over to first.
At least it doesn't count towards your pitch count.
That's true. Rankin was in safely on the pickoff attempt.
Yeah, look at the positives, Colin.
2-0 count. Another pickoff attempt over to first, not in time.
Grant has some great pickoff moves, so he's effective out there on the mound in a lot of different ways.
Now we have confusion on the count. Home plate umpire saying 1-1. We have it as 2-0. And now he'll say 2-0. He had it as 1-1. I think the field umpire had it at 1-0. Scoreboard and us up here had it at 2-0.
Nobody knew the count.
It's 2-0.
You don't know that for sure?
Go back and watch. That's a strike. Count 2-1. Dylan will tell you.
The crowd had it at 2-0.
Yeah. It's now 2-1.
It's kind of funny, though, if everybody had it a little bit different.
Be bad.
Really was the count.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 2. Henderson trying to get out of the inning. Leave the runner at first after he allowed the base on balls for the first time in his stuff out on the mound. It's the 2-2. Fouled off by Plogger. So far, we saw the walk and then back-to-back strikeouts here in the 5th. Henderson takes a deep breath here before the next pitch, and he'll instead just try to throw over to first end the inning and safely is Rankin.
They definitely wanting to keep him close. That's been one of the trends so far from post 14. A lot of pickoff moves.
2-2. Just fouled off by Plogger as he had to reach out and just get a piece of that pitch. Count remains 2-2. It's pitch number 60, I believe, for Henderson now.
It's been a long day out there on the mound for Berkeley post 14 with all the pitches Morgan had to throw where he struggled.
2-2 outside for ball 3.
Henderson overall has been good, but he probably didn't want his count to get this high, and now manager Tobin is going to come out and speak with him. Maybe make another change. We'll see.
Interesting here.
3-2, I don't.
Yeah, 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. I mean, that is 60 pitches, so yeah, I guess that's maybe the reason why.
What they wanted to be at this week, which means they're going to bring on.
Owen Rubenthal, I believe that is, right?
Owen Rubenthal. I was trying to remember. I haven't seen a lot of Rubenthal this summer, but yeah, that's in there. Lefty, number 3.
So we'll step aside, take a 30-second break. The score, post 60 Knights 6, post 14 Hornets 1. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 30.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Welcome you back. Pitching changes are brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-3361. Now pitching for the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets is number 3, Owen Rubenthal, as Grant Henderson's day is over out on the mound. They wanted to hold him to exactly 60 pitches, which means Rubenthal comes in a very interesting situation in the bottom of the 5th. Runner at first. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So first pitch he gets to see. The throw to Plogger needs to be his best one.
Yeah, we'll see what Owen Rubenthal can do here. It's a 3-2 count. It's a tough situation to come into. You know, it's a very odd situation to come into. You don't see it very often, like you said, Colin. So you're going to bring him on, but it's a good guy to bring on in this situation. Owen Rubenthal did a lot of relief for Martinsburg this spring, and, we'll see how the Hornets lefty can do here. But even if he doesn't, even if he gives up a walk, you just hope he doesn't give up a hit here. Not the end of the world. So the pitch count, obviously a little bit more important than this one pitch. And I think that's the thought process there for Manager Tobin. They want to make sure they have all their guys for the weekend.
You got Pence on deck. He has the 2-run home run earlier today. 3-2 pitch. Sent into left field. Running in's Cole Lewis, and he'll make the catch to retire the side.
Told you it'd be no problem.
There you go. That ends the inning. After 5, it's post 66 and post 14-1. It's American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. Back in 1 minute.
Welcome to CMA's Honda of Winchester, where you can drive an award-winning lineup of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, Accords, Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and more at CMA's Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more. Welcome to CMA's Honda of Winchester, where you can drive an award-winning lineup of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, Accords, Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and more at CMA's Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
We welcome you back here. Finally feel a little bit of a breeze up in the press box as we head to the top of the 6th inning, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons, not sure if it was a breeze or just you walking behind me, Nick.
You know, when you're as fast as I am, Colin, I just roll off the wind.
That could mean more than one thing.
I'm aware. I was going to make that joke already, but I just decided not to.
Now batting is Owen Rupenthal. Count 2-0 to him. You're in the 6th. Rupenthal, Edwards, Poltar due up.
Well, Colin, you're down to your final 6 outs, so.
If you're post 14, yes. And down by 5. 2-0. High for a ball. It's Ian Wolf yet to throw a strike here this inning.
Yeah, it's been surprising to see, but not completely. We know how talented Ian Wolf is. So not super shocked that he kept the Hornets in check. It was more so, as there's a strike, more so how much post 14 struggled with their pitching, especially early with Riley Morgan. You don't expect to have that kind of performance. But again, guys aren't going to be perfect.
3-0 is sent down the third base side out of play. Count now full at 3-2.
And for the most part, the Hornets have been pretty perfect with their pitching. So every once in a while, you're going to have these games where it's a little bit off. It came today against post 60. But can your offense pick you up and rally you back into the game here?
3-2 from Wolf. Outside to Rupenthal. It's ball 4. Leadoff walk. Begin the top of the 6th for post 14. That'll bring up Braden Edwards. And we have a timeout called. Peyton Gerard, and the shortstop, wants to talk with his pitcher, Ian Wolf, and it looks like we'll have a courtesy runner, Michael Poltar, go out. So I guess somebody else will hit, because he was originally on deck. Do you see who's over there?
Boober's back.
Boober's back. Okay, good.
You can apparently re-enter with the injury.
That is fantastic to see.
For sure, yeah. Hit in the face earlier, so a little bit concerning there. He walked off the field, so as long as it wasn't like a concussion or any sort of break in the face, but I feel like if he broke something, he would have shown a little bit more pain.
Probably just has a nice shiner.
Yeah.
Black eye,
so,
potentially. Don't want to speculate.
Right. He's playing, so it can't be any worse than a bruise, I would presume.
Count 1-1 to Edwards. Focus back in on the play in front.
So he's had a weird day, but hey, if he can come through with a big hit, you never know what could happen for the Hornets.
A 1-1 pop up over towards left, down the line and foul.
Looks like, I think that's Oviedo warming down there. So
okay,
at least throwing a bullpen doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to pitch. But
I believe there's somebody in the bullpen of post 60 as well. At least there was.
Yeah, there is somebody, but all I can see is Eric Griff. I can't tell you. And the catcher.
So, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first. Courtesy runner Poltar. In for the pitcher Rubenthal. Edwards up the bat. Catcher. Pitch from Wolf outside for a ball to Edwards. Count now 2-2.
You wonder if Ian Wolf starting to possibly lose it a little bit.
2-2. That is a pop up into shallow left. Gerard in the shortstop. Call off his left fielder Kason Plogger, who was trying to run in to get it. Gerard makes the catch for out number 1 in the 6th.
So Buber back, which is good to see. As we said, Poltar courtesy running. He's just, Michael Poltar really impresses me because I feel like he doesn't necessarily have a role on the team in terms of something that he knows he's going to do the same thing every day. There's a strike. But he always is ready to play some sort of role. And I think that is the kind of guy that you need on the team that's just ready to play.
1, fouled off by Buber. The count now 0-2 to Carson. Again, Buber in the bottom of the first. Took a throw from his third baseman, Oviedo, off the face and skipped in front of him. He was removed from the game as he bloops this one into left field, and that is down for a hit. A 1-out single for Carson Buber. Runners at first and second. Jordan Canby now up to bat.
Yeah, just a little bloop. Falls in. Possibly gets the runs up, or gets more guys out on the base paths, and possibly starts a little bit of a rally for post 14. This is looking like not a pitching change yet, but at least a discussion with Ian Wolf. So you get into him a little bit.
Try to see how many pitches he's at. Pull up game changer. We're in the top of the 6th.
Pretty confident that Wolf's going to get you out of it if you're post 60, and you have a 5-run lead. So while you don't want to mess around with this post 14 lineup,
it's at 85 pitches.
Spot, I feel like
85 pitches so far for Ian Wolf. 53 of them for strikes.
Got 110 to get to, so
yes, I believe so.
He should be fine, but it just depends. The Hornets get a few runs across. Maybe you do make a change here. You do have a guy warming. Again, we can't tell who that is, but somebody's throwing.
First pitch to Canby, which is the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Runners at first and second. 1 down, top of the 6th. Pitch from Wolf to Canby, low for a ball. The count now 1-1.
Big spot here for Jordan Canby, who's typically in the leadoff spot. You saw the Hornets change the lineup up a little bit tonight, and Canby moving down to the 6 hole.
1-1. That is a line drive into right. Running in is Carter, and he has it for out number 2.
Mason Carter's played a very good right field today, and that's just one where you hit it well on the line. You think that it has a good shot to get down, but Carter reads it perfectly off the bat and makes a good play in right field.
So now 2 down here in the 6th. Runners at first and second for post 14. J.J. Pavanelli up the bat. Pitch from Wolf. Called strike 1 on the breaking ball that freezes Pavanelli. The 0-1. Runner at second goes. It's a hit and run as this one lined into left center, and it's caught by Landon Pence. No, he dropped it. It was in and out of the glove. 1 run will score. Rounding third, coming home to score is Buber. And what looked like out number 3 is a 2 RBI hit by J.J. Pavanelli to make it 6-3 in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if Pence got a glove on it or not. It's a very close play out there in center field. He ran it down. He was close to at least getting to it, but I couldn't quite tell if he got the glove squeezed on the ball or got the ball at any point in his glove. But J.J. Pavanelli comes through with a huge double, and the Hornets are right back in it, Colin, at 6-3, and they still got another inning after this, so anything's possible here.
Now batting's Jet Gross. The first pitch from Ian Wolf is low for a ball, so 2 outs, runner at second.
Yeah, Pence definitely had an opportunity, but couldn't quite get there, I don't believe. So
This pitch catches the inside part of the plate. The count 1-1. You can see out in center lane, and Pence kind of frustrated with himself, messing with his glove, trying to pump himself back up. So that makes me all the more think that it might have hit off the glove.
yeah, it was very close. I think you may be right.
This pitch outside. The count now 2-1 to Gross.
Just the angle that the ball took made me think maybe it sailed over his glove. Either way, he had an opportunity to get there and didn't quite make the play. But it's a very tough play on the run there. Pavanelli gave it a good ride.
2-1. That is lined right back up the middle into left center and off the glove of Landon Pence again. Run will score. Gross round second and thinks about 3, but now he goes back. 6-4 though. Post 14 trying to mount a comeback here in the 6th.
Yeah, this might be it for Ian Wolf. I definitely think about it here. I think they're going to change pitchers. As Jet Gross lines that one into center. Pence clearly still, I think, a little bit frustrated with himself, and he's unable to make the play off the bounce. And then Jet Gross around in second, puts the brakes on like the road runner, and heads back.
So Ian Wolf's day is over. 3 runs have crossed so far in the top of the 6th for Berkeley post 14. Has cut the lead to only 2 at 6-4. Step aside, take a 30-second break for the pitching change. It's American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 30 seconds.
Welcome to CMA's Honda of Winchester, where you can drive an award-winning lineup of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, Accords, Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and more at CMA's Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more. Welcome to CMA's Honda of Winchester, where you can drive an award-winning lineup of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, Accords, Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and more at CMA's Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville. Pitching change for the Post 60 Knights is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Now pitching for Post 60 Knights, number 2, Brian French. First baseman will move to the mound. I believe Ian Wolf is going to stay in as well. I think it's just a straight swap between them, as we have a 6-4 ball game now here in the 6th with 2 outs.
Yeah, don't know too much about French. He is a member of the Hedgesville Eagles, but I don't think he played a whole lot. I think he's a younger guy. I would presume some sort of relation to Chris French, the former Hedgesville second baseman. But we're going to see him here, and what can he bring as a pitcher? But, man, Ian Wolf gave you a great performance until this inning, and you have a few defensive mistakes lead to some runs coming across for Berkeley post 14. So, Hornets right back in it. We knew they weren't going to go down without a fight here in the 6th. They're down 6-4 now. And what I would presume is a young guy in Brian French out there on the mound who doesn't have a lot of experience. So, possibility for Berkeley to jump back into it. But we've seen young guy in Grant Henderson pitch great as well. So anything's possible in Legion baseball, especially when you're not too familiar with a pitcher. But Hornets started to get it going, and they're right back in the game.
First pitch that goes to Cole Lewis from Brian French is strike 1. Runner at second, 2 out, top of the 6th. French looks at the runner behind him. Now the 0-1 up and into Lewis for a ball. Post 14 at one point was down early 6-0. Now found itself back, only down 6-4. 2-0. Popped up into shallow right. Ian Wolf, the first baseman, will call off his right fielder Carter and make the catch for the out. So that'll end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. 6-4 is our score. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
We welcome you back here as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. Pitching change for Berkeley Post 14, brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Now on the mound for the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, Braden Oviedo. So Oviedo on the mound, it looks like at third now. From short is J.J. Pavanelli, and at shortstop, I believe, is Carson Buber.
Looks right to me, Colin, as a lot of changes there, but Owen Rupenthal comes in and has the old lefty specialist role of one batter. That's all he gets to see, one pitch.
And he's now at first.
Which you can't do in, of course, Major League Baseball anymore, but in Legion Baseball you can do whatever you want. So you get Rubenthal in there for a pitch, and now you see Oviedo, who occasionally is in the closer role for this Hornets team. But he's going to pitch here in the 6th, and Rubenthal and Oviedo was having a conversation with manager Tobin, and now he's headed back to the mound. It almost looked like for a second that Rubenthal was going to pitch after no warm-up pitches. He stepped up on the mound with the ball. I was like, wow, that's
a bold strategy. Yeah. First
pitch
from Oviedo will hit Landon Pence. So there you go. Leadoff runner at first on one pitch.
Yeah, I mean, Pence has done some damage to this lineup. Obviously, there was nothing intentional there. But
I don't know. Pence not happy. He looks over at first, and
I really don't
Oviedo looks back and just shrugs at him. I think there's some words being exchanged right now. I don't know.
I mean, you're down 2 runs, so if that
Pence
was the case,
might think it's intentional. We'll just leave it at that.
For sure. Yeah, it seems like he's frustrated with it, but
first pitch outside.
I wouldn't accuse anybody of that.
Yeah. One-0 count now to French. Oviedo. 1-0. That is a skyrocket. Coming straight back down to the shortstop, Carson Buber, and he makes the catch on the edge of the outfield grass for out number 1. So 1 down, runner at first, bottom of the 6th. Now batting is Carter.
Carter's had a good day defensively so far. We'll see if he can do something with the bat in this situation with a runner on first.
First pitch to Carter, check swing that he went around on. It's strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out to Carter. Carter in 5-2 fielder's choice. Reach base on an error. Pickoff attempt over at first, not in time. His last time up, he struck out swinging. Oviedo on the mound now from third. Pitch outside for a ball. Oviedo trying to put a lot behind that fastball, but not hitting the spot. Count 1-1. Pence at first. Pitch. Line foul down the third base side by Carter. Count 1-2.
Yeah, he hit it hard, just not very straight down that left field line. It's kind of like a weird angle, but made great power, or had great power behind his swing, just couldn't get it down the line.
Oviedo shakes off the first one from Edwards as the 1-2 outside for a ball. The count now 2-2. One out. Runner at first. Post 60 leads. Post 14 6-4 now. Oviedo sets the 2-2 pitch. Line down the third base line again, foul, and that almost takes out his third base coach. Carter, if he straightens this out, it's a good piece of hitting, but so far both times it's been down to the left. There's another pickoff attempt over to first, not in time.
Yeah, the timing's been off, but he's definitely got good power behind the swing.
2-2. Up and away. Count now 3-2 to Carter. Seventh pitch of the at-bat now to Carter. Most pitches he's seen in at-bat tonight. Previously that was 4. Runner goes, the 3-2. Lined into left field, backing up is Cole Lewis. He makes the catch for the out. And having to go back to tag up is Pence. That's out number 2. Now Ian Wolf up the bat. Wolf, starting pitcher, would be the winning pitcher if things hold on here at 6-4. Currently at first base now for post 60. Oviedo sets the pitch. Low for ball 1 to Wolf. Wolf has walked, RBI triple, and a single so far today.
He's had a great game. I mean, the pitching was pretty dominant for the majority of it till late.
This pitch high, breaking ball that never really broke enough from Oviedo. The count 2-0 to Wolf.
So he's definitely in the running for player of the game, even with the lead getting a little bit closer here.
2-0. Called a strike on the inside part of the plate. The count 2-1. Wolf steps back in against Oviedo. Oviedo sets. This pitch high for a ball to count 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner at first, bottom of the 6th. The pitch to Wolf. Misses low for ball 4. Wolf will reach first on base on balls. Pence, who was hit by a pitch to begin this inning, goes to second. Trenton Canerium will step up for post 60. First, timeout by Braden Edwards, the post 14 catcher, to go out and talk to his pitcher, Braden Oviedo.
Yeah, 2 on. There are 2 away, but it just feels like post 60 has been able to find guys to get on base and fight through this Hornets pitching. And for whatever reason, Berkeley post 14's pitching's been a little bit off today. Even, Henderson pitched pretty well, but for the most part, they've had some just difficulties finding the zone and consistently getting outs.
Again, Trenton Canerium now up the bat. First pitch from Oviedo is popped up. Foul territory to the right side behind home plate into the stands. Strike 1. Hit in between a few fans over there. Hopefully everybody's okay and didn't hit anybody. Everybody looking over at somebody.
I think everybody's good, but there were some reactions that maybe made you think possibly not.
0-1, breaking ball. That fools and freezes Canerium for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at first and second here in the bottom of the 6th. Oviedo sets the 0-2 pitch. And he goes right back to it. Canarium does nothing and gets caught looking for strike 3. That ends the inning. 2 runners get stranded, and we're headed to the top of the 7th. Final 3 outs for Berkeley post 14 are down 2. It's 6-4 post 60, trying to get the win against the defending state champions. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 1 minute.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at skinnerwins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
We welcome you back. Top of the 7th inning, brought to you by Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, located at 1014 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. If you don't like it, shuck it up, Buttercup, as Brian French trying to get the save for the post-60 Knights here against the Berkeley post-14 Hornets, as the Knights lead the Hornets 6-4. However, here in the 7th, French will face post 14's top of the lineup. Cam Moore to lead things off, down by 2, trying to lead post 14 to a comeback. They were down 6-0 at one point. Now only a 2-run deficit that they need to climb up here with only 3 outs left. First pitch to Moore, strike 1 from French.
I mean, considering how this game started, for the Hornets to even still be in it here in the 7th is kind of surprising. I mean, post 60 jumped all over them early on.
0-1 inside, it's a ball. Count 1-1.
But, hey, you know, you get a couple guys on, and these are good spots to be in the order with leadoff hitter Cam Moore and Braden Oviedo in the 2 spot.
1-1 outside, count 2-1. Yeah, you got Moore, Oviedo, and then it should be Rupenthal, I believe.
Not that there is a bad spot in this lineup, but those 2, of course, at the top, and guys with higher on-base percentage.
2-1 sent right back where it came from into left center. It'll tail, and that's a leadoff single. Cam Moore's first hit of the night here in the 7th puts him on and brings up the tying run in Braden Oviedo.
Yeah, if Oviedo can get on, you're going to most likely see Rupenthal bunt, and then possibly, put 2 guys in scoring position. We'll see. You won't see one here because you're down 2.
Pitch inside to Oviedo. It misses for ball 1. Oviedo 1 for 3 today. Started off with a single. Past 2 at-bats, he flew out to right. So he likes going opposite field here so far, as this one skips off the catcher, Mason Everhart. Cam Moore will head to second.
Well, that's even better for post 14 because it puts you a runner in scoring position now, even though you are still down 2. But now anything hit by Oviedo with the speed of Cam Moore most likely scores them. If it's a single or well hit single or a double, obviously we'll score them.
The 2-0. Oviedo kind of just twisted the body in his typical swinging format, but never swung the bat. It's called a strike. The pitch 2-1 now. And he'll line that in between shortstop and third into left field. It's down for a hit. The run's going to stop, or the throw's going to stop the runner, from trying to go home. But now, back-to-back singles puts runners on the corners for post 14. Nobody out here in the 7th.
Yeah, good recovery.
We'll have a timeout called
by the defense there in left to get to that ball quickly and keep Cam Moore over there at third. And I think we're going to have a pitching change, Dylan. Or Colin.
Well, we got to let Dylan know as well because
also Dylan.
We'll step aside, take a 30-second break here for the pitching change. Our score, post 66, post 14 for American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 back in 30.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Pitching change for post 60 Knights, which is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Now pitching Landon Pence, which I believe means Ian Wolf has moved out to center field from first base. I don't know who is at first base now. But
who's on first?
Yeah, 6-4 our score. I know the Abbott and Costello bit there that you were trying to get me to go towards.
I figured you did, but
wouldn't be a baseball person, I feel like, if I didn't.
Or just a human.
Runners at first and third here in the top of the 7th for Berkeley post 14, who are trying to come back down 6-4 against the post 60 Knights here in Hedgesville.
I'll say French is going to go to first.
Okay. That's where he originally was, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. And then what, everybody else looks the same, I believe?
Yeah, other than Ian Wolf now in center, which is where Landon Pence was, so they've kind of just done a little triangle here.
Yeah, you didn't need to repeat that, Colin. I understood, but
well, maybe somebody else earlier wasn't tuned in. Doing it for them, not just you.
I forget that other people matter more than I do.
Rubenthal squares to bunt, and it's foul down the third baseline for strike one.
Yeah, there's that bunt that I was talking about was a possibility. I wasn't sure if we would still see it with the runners on the corners, but obviously we're in double play ball.
Territory. I think is where you were trying to go.
Yeah,
I'll help you there maybe.
Leave it hanging, but territory works as well.
Don't leave it hanging. I'll hit it out for a home run.
You can't hit.
Guess we have to stick around after this, Nick. Start warming up now. Again, scoring to bunt. This time it's straight back up to the pitcher, and that's out number one, but it moves Oviedo over to second, so tying run at second base, one down. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't allow the runner to come home, but that's kind of risky anyway, so it's not the end of the world for Rubenthal. He gets one down, he moves the two runners into scoring position. So post 14's, a well-hit single away from tying the game, and Brayden Edwards has home run power, so you're a really good hit away from leading.
Yep. First pitch, high and outside to Edwards from Pence for a ball.
But now if you're post 60, you at least have the momentum of having the out. And you have Landon Pence out there on the mound, who's a little bit more experienced, I believe, than French.
The 1-0, big swing and a miss from Edwards for a strike. The count now 1-1.
Brayden Edwards has had kind of a tough day at the plate, so we'll see.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitch from Pence to Edwards. Big swing and a miss for strike two as he chases one just a bit outside. Got Buber on deck for post 14. Runners at second and third here in this 6-4 ball game in the 7th. 1-2. Low and outside for a ball to Edwards. The count now 2-2. Pence on the mound against Edwards. Looks at the runners now. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Edwards down swinging for the second time today. 2 down now. Post 14 down to its final out, that means. The runners at second and third, and Carson Buber up the bat here in the top of the 7th.
What a story this would be. If Carson Buber comes through with how the game's gone for him. He was injured early on. re-enters, could be the hero for the Hornets to at least tie it.
He'll take the first pitch, and it's called strike one at the knees from Landon Pence.
It would kind of just fit how this game has gone. I mean, so many storylines entering this one and then so many storylines coming out of it.
Yeah, one inside, almost past the catcher Mason Everhart, but he's able to get it in the dirt. Count now 1-1.
And when you just think about clutch, I feel like you think about Carson Buber. I mean,
West Virginia Player of the Year this year in high school.
Yeah, how many times does he come through with a big hit when he needed it most?
Yep, he got the Lowry Award as the 1-1 pitch. Low for ball 2.
I was thinking of that walk-off he hit on Coach Twig night. Definitely, an emotional moment. He's had several other big hits throughout his career, but that one just stands out as just big game, big spot. Carson Buber comes through.
And the 2-1, it's a grounder to the shortstop. Charging in, Gerard, and his throw high over the glove of the first baseman, French, and we have a tie ball game. The throwing error gives post 14 life, and it's 6-6 here in the top of the 7th.
And Buber is also just known for finding ways to hustle up the line, put the pressure on the opposing defense, and force errors like that. This game was over if Girardin makes a good throw, but he doesn't, and now the game is tied at 6. You got to recompose if you're post 60, and after things were not going post 14's way at all early in the game, the defense was all playing well on the post 60 side. Late in the game, post 60 makes some crucial errors out there in the field.
Now batting Jordan Camby, he'll take the first pitch. It's strike one. No balls, one strike runner at first. This pitch misses low to Camby. The count now 1-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. It's a brand new ball game. We're tied at 6 between cross-county rivals and post 60, post 14. This pitch, soft ground ball to the second baseman. Can be hustling it out. Play at first is close, but not in time. Vian's throw beats him to the bag. That ends the inning. But post 14 able to get the 2 runs in the 7th they needed to tie it up at 6th. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. Can post 60 walk it off, or will we have free baseball for you? Don't go anywhere. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The future doesn't wait. Why should you? Blue Ridge Community and Technical College offers over 60 degree and certificate programs in education, IT, culinary arts, engineering, and so much more. Small class sizes, flexible schedules with evening and online classes, affordable tuition, plus financial aid is available to those who qualify. Now you can go to college. Visit us online at blueridgectc.edu. That's blueridgectc.edu. Stop waiting and enroll today.
We welcome you back here, bottom of the 7th inning, brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships, proud to be the owners who just care more. Berkeley post 14, 6. Post 60 Knights, 6. Here in the bottom of the 7th, due up for post 60, Everhart, Gerard, and Vians, the 7, 8, 9 batters in post 60's lineup. What a game. It was all post 60 to start. They led 6-0 here at Hedgesville, but things have slipped away. Post 14 Hornets have found a way to come back somehow, some way. It's 6-6.
Yeah, and it's been extremely impressive by post 14. Sometimes it takes a little bit of luck, right? A great comeback, and you got that at the end with the error. But other than that, I mean, this team just kept grinding, kept pushing it, and they're back in the game, like we kind of expected them to at some point. But Ian Wolf is pitching such a gem that it almost feels wasted at this point here at 6-6. Yep. I mean, he fell apart a little bit. Some of the defense wasn't the best behind him as well. So What a game is right, but did you really expect anything else? I mean, maybe you expected a little bit different type of game, but we knew it would be close, and we ended up getting a close game.
2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff batter in Everhart here in the bottom of the 7th, and he'll send this one high and deep into left center. Backing up is Cole Lewis, and it's bounced in front of the wall and over for a ground rule double.
That kind of saves you if you're post 14, because if it does stay in, it might be a triple. Instead, it's a double. I mean, still, you have the lead runner or the winning runner on second with the leadoff double. So it's a great opportunity. You're going to have a courtesy runner as well, so an opportunity to get possibly more speed, as it's going to be
Kyle Moore.
Kyle Moore, who's been in that situation all day. So, yeah, great opportunity. And now, look, Peyton Girardin, I believe, is who's hitting here. Yeah, Peyton Girardin can make up for that error.
Yeah, what a turnaround that would be. He's the one that had the throwing error that could have ended the ball game at 6-4, sailed over the first baseman's head to allow the 2 runs to score in the 7th. Nobody out, runner on second. Oviedo sets. Pitch to Girardin. Inside for ball 1. Almost skipped past the catcher, Braden Edwards, but he's able to drop down and keep it in front of him, as we now have a timeout called by the home plate umpire to be able to see home plate again. He has to wipe the dirt off. Gives everybody time to take a deep breath here in Hedgesville. 1-0. Big swing and a miss from Girardin for a strike.
But Oviedo, while he didn't get a ton of opportunities to close during the Martinsburg season, this is the kind of role that people envision for him. Late game, big situation.
A 1-1 swing and a miss again by Girardin for strike 2. Girardin 2 for 3 today with an RBI single his first time up. Oviedo sets. 1-2, and that's a fly ball into center. Backing up is Canby. He'll make the catch for the out, and now here comes the relay. The throw to third looks good. Is the tag there? No. He beat the tag. J.J. Pavanelli said he had it. He's going over to talk to the umpire. And a sac fly.
Here, I don't think. I mean, Tripp, I think, is going to try to maybe appeal, but you're not going to get an overturn in this situation because the home plate umpire's not going to have a better angle. So maybe he just wanted to know what led to him being safe down there. But, you can certainly argue, and that's the good move by the manager. But if that ball didn't go over the wall, maybe you had a triple from Everhart, and then that would have scored the game-winning run. So good hustle on both sides, and for Moore to get in there is pretty impressive. So we'll see. All they need is just a well hit ball. And
pinch hitter
Montgomery come on here.
Brandon Montgomery up in the spot of Vians. Pitch from Oviedo outside for a ball, and they thought it was going to be a squeeze. Now in a rundown is Moore. He's going to slip the throw to Edwards, and he tags him. Post 14 was ready for the suicide squeeze. Oviedo threw outside. The courtesy runner and Moore started running and got caught stuck halfway down the third baseline, so now base is empty and 2 out.
I don't like it. Squeeze with 1 out, don't love. I mean, it works sometimes, but...
And there you go. It's now a 2-hopper to the second baseman, Moore. He'll throw to first to end the inning, and 3 up, 3 down. Goes post 60 in the 7th, and we're headed to the 8th. Tied up at 6. It's American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 1 minute.
How can you live more fully during a serious illness? Dottie tells how Hospice of the Panhandle helped her family.
My brother Speedy became the base commander after he had been in the Air Guard for a few years and then became a general. He was the type of guy that would take people under his wing. Speedy developed a form of brain cancer, and he ended up coming to Hospice of the Panhandle, and he wanted to be around his friends, and Hospice of the Panhandle made that possible. He had over 200 visitors when he was here. And one of Speedy's last wishes was to fly over the Shenandoah Valley, and Hospice of the Panhandle helped me make that possible for him. I don't think there was one person that didn't bend over backwards to make sure that my brother was comfortable, and they would ask me, "How are you doing?" Hospice of the Panhandle, thank you so much for treating us like family.
Live on with expert care from Hospice of the Panhandle. Learn more at hospiceotp.org or call 304-264-0406.
Welcome you back here to Hedgesville. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Alongside me is Nick Verzolini. Dylan Bishop back at the studio. Regulation couldn't do it. We're headed to extra innings. It's 6-6 between Berkeley Post 14 and the Post 60 Knights. And here we go. Bottom of the lineup up to bat for Berkeley Post 14, Pavanelli, Gross, and Lewis.
Yeah, they go all out with that squeeze attempt, and I just feel like there's a lot more things that can go your way in other situations than what can go your way on the squeeze. Now, if the squeeze works, it's the greatest call of all time, and everybody would have done it. So, I don't know, it's tough.
Yeah. First pitch to Pavanelli from Pence is a strike. The next one grounded right back up the middle. Pence gets it, jogs over towards first, and will throw to first for out number one.
And the clouds are getting a little darker, so who knows?
Yeah, that worries a lot of people here as Jet Gross up the bat.
I think it looks okay, but, I'm no Bob Kukin, so what do I know?
According to my phone, rain is expected to start in 30 minutes.
Well, your phone knows better than I do.
First pitch swinging. It's a chopper over the pitcher's mound. Shortstop Girardin gets it. Throw to first. And that's out number two.
Quick inning so far from Post 14. So
that brings up Cole Lewis. 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the 8th. Lewis steps in. He's 0 for 3 so far today. Pitch from Pence. At the knees, called strike one. No balls, 1 strike to Lewis. The 0-1. High for a ball to count 1-1. Two out, nobody on the 1-1. Pitch from Pence to Lewis. That's a line drive right up the middle and straight to the center fielder. Ian Wolf, he'll make the catch for the out. So quick 3 up, 3 down inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 6. Post 60 with the chance to walk it off. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 back in 1 minute.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor. And then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville High School baseball field as we enter the bottom of the 8th. Post 60 Knights have the top of the lineup. Do Plogger, Pence, French against Braden Oviedo. Trying to walk things off as we're tied at 6-6 here in a thriller of American Legion baseball in the Mountain State between the defending state champion Post 14 Hornets and the Post 60 Knights, the cross-county rival.
Well, Colin, as you tell me all the time, it's not a rivalry until you beat them. So you told me with WVU Marshall. Post 60 has their opportunity to start the rivalry with the win.
All right, there you go. First pitch from Oviedo behind Plogger. It's ball 1. I will no longer use the word rivalry.
I mean,
because you're correct. Pitch a strike. Count 1-1.
I just want to keep you consistent.
Thank you. That's what you're here for. 1-1. Popped down the first base line in foul territory now. It's caught by Owen Rupenthal, I believe, over at first still for out number 1. I feel like he's grown his hair out a little more.
For sure, yeah.
I don't remember him with long hair. That's what was fooling me. I'm like,
It's
that's
a
not
summer
Edwards.
flow.
He's behind home plate.
Yeah, you got to kind of get it going a little bit so they all look the same. To throw you off.
It did, just a little bit. So this one fouled off by Pence over the first base way. It's strike 1.
Does Landon Pence have another one now?
We'll have to see. So far today he's walked, had that 2-run home run, then grounded into the 3-6-1 double plays. Last time up he was hit by the pitch by Oviedo, the first batter that Oviedo faced. And now he sends this one straight back. Canby looking at the wall, and it hits off the batter's eye. He now bobbles it. Pence at second. The throw will be cut off by Buber. It's a 1-out double by Pence.
Well, if that wall wasn't so high this time, that might have been out. Or Canby would have had to climb the wall out there in center. I don't know. Could have been way more exciting, though.
So, game-winning run at second. French up the bat. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Oviedo sets, looks at the runner behind him. The pitch to French. Outside for ball 1. French hitless today. He has the 1-5 fielder's choice in the first. He's popped up to shortstop twice and struck out looking once. 1-0 high for ball 2. Oviedo sets. 2-0 count to French. The windup in the pitch. Fouled straight back by French. The count 2-1. Oviedo, what's his pitch count? Let's see here. 36 pitches. Something he's not used to this year.
Yeah, both these teams, though, have used a lot of guys. I think it's going to be another takeaway from it.
2-1. Popped over the press box by French. The count now 2-2.
Look, obviously they still have plenty of starting arms and stuff like that, but it's taking a lot out of you, this area game. You know, it's hot out there. It's been a long game. But
2-2 misses. French kind of looked like he was ready to head back to the dugout there. Or he thought it was ball 4 and just didn't know the count. But now it's 3-2.
yeah, I think option A is a little bit more likely.
3-2. On away, it's ball 4. Runners at first and second now with 1 out. Mason Carter up the bat.
Well, it does put the double play in order and give you an opportunity here, so it's not too bad of a situation. I mean, obviously you don't want to walk a guy, I feel like, but that's had a tough day at least. So we'll see. But it does give you more opportunities to get more outs at different spots. This is Carter, I believe. So
yes,
he's had already shown the power with the fouled off at bats last time.
He lined out to left his last time up. Pitch from Oviedo. Called strike 1 to Carter.
So will we head to 9, or will Carter or somebody in this lineup come through?
Yeah, you got Wolf on deck. 1 out, runner at first and second. Pitch from Oviedo, hits Carter. Second guy Oviedo's plunked today.
Even though you still have that double play, loaded bases just feels a lot worse here. They're going to come out and talk to Oviedo. I don't think anybody's warming.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
Make a change here after a walk and a hit by a pitch. Looks like we are, yeah. I think he took the ball, and he's going
to go to
Rubenthal again. Isn't that interesting?
I didn't know that was allowed.
Yeah, no, it is. It's weird, but they can do it at this level, and they can do it. They're going to put Gross back in right, and I guess everybody's going to go back to their spot. But, yeah.
Baltar's going to come in? I don't know.
This is cool. I like it. You threw one pitch over earlier, and he's put in a weird situation earlier, right? Owen Rupenthal's had a weird night. It's just been a weird night.
Yes. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that and take our 30-second break. Our score is 6-6, bottom of 8th, bases loaded, 1 out. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
We welcome you back. Pitching changes are brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. As re-entering on the pitcher's mound for Berkeley Post 14 is Owen Rubenthal. It's just been a weird day, as Nick said before the break, and can't really explain anything else. It's a 6-6 ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. There's 1 out, bases loaded. Ian Wolf up the bat has an opportunity to be the hero for the Post 60 Knights to get win number 1 in its very young history against the Post 14 Hornets. Make it a rivalry, as you said, Nick.
Officially, right? I mean, obviously, there's stuff maybe off the field or whatever that plays a factor into the rivalry in terms of the teams have a lot of relationships. They know each other. You know, some of these kids maybe feel like they should be on the Hornets, whatever the case may be, before this team formed. And now you got to beat them, though. Until you beat them, all that other stuff, it's just, you know.
Yep, everybody in.
Intrigue.
First pitch to Wolf. Low for ball 1 from Rubenthal. So you got the infield in. The outfield is shallow in case there's an opportunity for them to try to throw it in if they're somebody to make a catch. 1-0 pitch from Rubenthal. Big swing and a miss from Wolf for a strike. Tried to end the game there.
What a day it'd be for Ian Wolf if he walked it off here. You know, he's had a triple. He's had a big game at the plate. Pitched really well early.
1-1. He lets go by from Rubenthal, and that's a ball. Count now 2-1.
You got to give credit to the Hornets for battling back because this game was 6-0, and Ian Wolf was cruising.
2-1 from Rubenthal to Wolf. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Just a lot of guys just doing what's asked of them in different spots throughout the game, and that's been kind of the most impressive thing about it so far.
2-2 to Wolf. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The changeup fools Wolf. And that's a big out number 2.
Obviously, yeah. But bases loaded now. You know, anything can get you out of it here. And Canarium coming to the plate. We know he kind of ended the high school season in a little bit of a slump. He's had a slow game today, so we'll see what he's got.
And he'll send this high and deep into center field, but it looks playable for Canby. And he'll make the catch to end the inning. The bases are loaded and get stranded. We're headed to the 9th, still tied up at 6-6 between the Post 60 Knights and the Post 14 Hornets. Top of the lineup due up for Post 14 when we return in the 9th. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Mother Shuckers. Fresh Florida stone crab straight from the boat to your throat. Blue crabs, king, snow, Dutchness, all available year-round. Try and find that anywhere else around here. Homemade soup specials every day. Mother Shuckers is located at 1014 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Mother Shuckers, we have an opinion. If you don't like it, shuck it up, Buttercup. Come on over to Mother Shuckers.
The ninth we go now, still deadlocked at 6. Berkeley Post 14's top of the lineup. Moore, Oviedo, Rupenthal due up against the Post 60 Knights. Landon Pence still out on the mound here for the Post 60 Knights. We always like to say during the high school season the EPAC has the best baseball in the area, and what a game we've had. 6-6. Post 60 comprised of players from Hedgesville, Spring Mills, Berkeley Springs. Post 14, you got Martinsburg, a sprinkle of Musselman, and then Washington and Jefferson as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's great talent here in the Eastern Panhandle, not just in the EPAC, as we got to, of course, give credit to your guys over there in Berkeley Springs. But,
that's true.
You know, it's been a fun game, and we'll see how it finishes, Colin.
First pitch to Moore from Pence is a strike. The 0-1 in the dirt for a ball. The count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike as Pence steps back on the rubber here against Cam Moore. Moore singled his last time up. That was his first hit of the day. The 1-1 catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. You got the right side of the infield playing back for Moore. 1-2. He hits the opposite way to the third baseman. Canarium, his throw across the diamond gets Moore out for number 1 here in the ninth.
We've seen this opportunity earlier for the Hornets, and they ended up tying it, but we can't forget they tied the game on an error. So it was a weird play there to extend the game. And the Hornets, of course, had the leadoff part or the top of the order up. They had 2 guys in scoring position. They come around on error, and you know, this is how we got to this point.
Oviedo, big swing and a miss at the first pitch. A breaking ball from Pence at strike 1. The 0-1 from Pence. Fastball misses for a ball to Oviedo. Oviedo, a 2 for 4 day. He has 2 singles. A 1-1 from Pence. Catches the inside part of the plate for a strike. Oviedo not happy with that call as the count now 1-2 against him. One, 2. Outside for a ball. Count now 2-2. Ooh. 2-2. That's hit the opposite way by Oviedo. It's down and rolling to the fence. Oviedo rounds first, heads to second, still looking out there, thinking 3. He's going to stop with a stand-up double with the 1 out here in the top of the ninth.
Yeah, I already have him in scoring position, so no reason to force it into a triple. He maybe could have tried for 3, but, you know, it would have been very close. So
yeah. Carter does have a good arm out there.
Yeah, he does.
They all do.
And quickly. I would hope so, right? I mean, this is.
But you never know in a pressure situation as well to add on top of it an extra.
For sure.
Oh, and Rupenthal up the bat.
I mean, that's the thing. We're not surprised that the game's tied. Like, there's good talent on the field. And while maybe we.
First pitch, a strike to Rupenthal.
In some ways, favor the post-14 roster. I think it's more so just a little bit older guys, but there's talent on both sides.
Oh, ball, it's 1 strike. Runner at second. 0-1 high from Pence to Rupenthal for a ball. Yeah, not surprised it's tied. I guess we're just surprised how we got here, right? I mean, it was a early 6-0 lead for the Post 60 Knights, who looked like had all the momentum. Ian Wolf was doing fantastic out on the mound, but Post 14 fought back, was able to just chip away. Got a lucky break that looked like it was going to be the end of the game. Instead, it was an error that led to the 2 runs to tie it up in the 7th, and now here we are in the 9th, 6-6. 2-1 count to Rubenthal. Pitch outside for ball 3. Storms all around us, but right now staying away here in Hedgesville, and hopefully that continues so we can continue baseball.
Yeah, I don't know what happens if this thing were to rain out.
I'd cry. 3-1, swing and miss for strike 2.
I guess we'd pick it up tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know what these teams
I don't want to think about it, Nick.
Have planned.
I think Post 60 has a game. 3-2.
Not sure.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Pence blows that one by Rubenthal for out number 2. It's Braden Edwards now at the bat.
They're at Greencastle on Friday.
Okay, so I was 1 day ahead. I mean, it's not Thursday yet.
Today's Wednesday.
I know. I was making a joke because this game started at 6.
Fair enough, yeah.
This pitch outside to Edwards from Pence for a ball.
And then the Hornets are off tomorrow, but they're back in action on Friday as well. So if it were to rain out, I guess they're going to pick it back up tomorrow. But I don't know for certain.
1-0. Outside for ball 2 to Edwards. Edwards 0 for 4 today. 2 strikeouts, 2 pop-outs to the shortstop. So the young man is due for Post 14.
For sure, and he's got a hitter's count, 2-0. All he needs is a single, or a well-hit single probably. A blooper probably doesn't score it, but
2-0. It's outside ball 3. Here with 2 out.
Walk. I mean, Boober's in the on-deck circle, so it's not like it gets any easier, but that's both teams. Like we said, I mean, this is Legion baseball. It's pretty much all-star teams. This is an Eastern Panhandle all-star game, really, when you think about it.
3-0, a strike right down the heart of the plate. Mr. Automatic, 3-1 now. Runner on second is Oviedo with 2 down. 3-1 outside, and that's ball 4. Base on balls. Runner's now at first and second with 2 outs. Here comes Carson Buber, and the thought popped into my head. I'd have to look back, and it'd take a while in Game Changer to do so. But I feel like all 6 runs, I don't know. I think it's just a mound visit. But I feel like all 6 runs for Post 14 have come with 2 outs.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said I feel like all 6 runs for Post 14 have come with 2 outs.
That feels right, I guess.
I have to go back and look.
I'd have to double check. Yeah, that was kind of a funny situation. I thought Oviedo looked like he was coming to talk to his coach, and then Poltar's getting a courtesy run here, by the way. But, yeah, then it looked like
I am correct.
He was trying to get him out. Hey, I never doubted you.
It wasn't as long as I thought it needed to be, I guess. And now there's 2 outs. Buber tips the first pitch he sees from Pence into the glove of the catcher Everhart for strike 1. So 0-1 count with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Top of the 9th, tied up at 6. Pitch up and into Buber for a ball. A 1-1 count here. Post 14's Carson Buber. 1-1. Inside for strike 2. Buber very unhappy with that one.
Yeah, that would have been a tough one to get around on, I feel like, but close enough from the umpire.
1-2. Inside, almost hit Buber. The count now 2-2. Pence goes to the fastball to kind of try to see if he can get Buber to back off the batter's box that no longer is actually there in the dirt anyway.
Yeah, seriously.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Pence to Buber. Called strike 3. Buber goes down looking. right at the bottom of the ninth as two runners get stranded, tied up at 6. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
We welcome you back here as we head to the bottom of the ninth inning, bottom of the lineup. 7, 8, 9 batters again due up for the Post 60 Knights, trying to walk things off and get their first win ever against the Post 14 Hornets. We're tied at 6. They had the opportunity in the bottom of the 7th, this bottom of the lineup. Everhart got the second, for those who forget maybe, then to third on the sac fly by Girardin, and then you had the fake out squeeze play that Post 14 was ready for, which got Moore, who was the courtesy runner, out at home for out number 2. Then Montgomery came in, grounded out, and that was it in the 7th. It's now first 2 pitches. First a ball, the second a strike to Everhart here in the 9th. So the count 1-1. Rupenthal out on the mound for Post 14.
Both teams have had their fair share of opportunities, that's for sure, to either take the lead or walk it off, but so far we just haven't seen those guys come through. It almost looked like on that double that Everhart was going to hit that homer.
A 1-2. Fouled off Girardin's foot, even though it was fair. They say dead ball. The count stays at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rupenthal sets. 1-2. Check swing. Girardin, I think, held it back, and the field umpire agrees, so the count 2-2.
This is Everhart.
Everhart, yes. My apologies. I was writing there, but I said Girardin.
It's all good. I was just making sure.
Girardin on deck, yeah. So Everhart, 2-2. Stayed high, says the home plate umpire. Count 3-2. So, Everhart, payoff pitch from Rupenthal, and he sends that high and shallow into left field. Cole Lewis gets there for out number 1. Now bringing up Girardin. Don't say that. Yes, it is. Oh, no. The rain starts here in Hedgesville.
Well, what will end the game first, Colin? The teams or the rain? That's the question up here in the press box.
First pitch swinging and missing is Girardin for strike 1.
And there's lightning. I guess it's not close enough. Or we're just pretending we don't see it.
I think it's the latter of the options is the 0-1. Lined right back up the middle by Girardin and down for a 1-out single.
All right. So you got a runner on, which, again, it feels like both teams have had guys at least on, maybe even in scoring position since we got to this point. But
so here we go. Time called and the umpires are going to meet. We'll see if we continue or not. Rain has started here in Hedgesville. We've seen some lightning. It looks like we're going to continue. It was just a very brief conversation.
Yeah, I don't think the rain at this point is going to affect anything. It's the lightning that you have to worry about.
Right. You got to remember metal bats.
Metal stands.
Yeah. Safety
metal
first.
Fence, metal lights. A lot of metal.
So. Vian's back up. And Lightning gets closer, timeout called, and I think that might call it, as now an 0-1 count to Vians, and the players are going to start coming off the field, I believe. Looks like we might call the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it can end in a tie, but I don't know.
I don't know. We'll
Since
see.
it is Legion, everything's a little bit weirder, right?
What a way to end the weird day, right? You said this is the weird game, so here comes the rain. If you want to go get our cameras from out there, I can
I'll go hustle
wrap
up those,
things up
Colin.
here.
I'll put my life on the line.
We'll help you out on one side once we see if we're gonna stick around maybe too, or if they're just ending it for tonight, I guess. So for now, we'll step aside and take ourselves a 1-minute break to figure things out. Again, bottom of the ninth, runner on first, 1 out, 0-1 count, 6-6 ball game between the Post 60 Knights, Post 14 Hornets. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 1 minute to figure out what's going on.
I like the layout of the course very much. I think it challenges the low handicappers and is very playable for the mid and high handicappers.
All different levels can play on this course.
I think it challenges you from the get-go.
And the first tee program here is one of the best, if second to none. It is the best in the state of West Virginia.
The men have a league, the women have a league, the kids have things going on. Like, it really is kind of the whole package here at Locust Hill. Everybody's very welcoming.
Love the folks here that play golf, but a lot of great relationships and friendships with people here.
You know, sometimes you can only judge a course by their members. We have a great core membership here.
I was able to build some fantastic relationships here, and that's why I've been here for 30 years. When you join any club, you're joining to play golf, but you're really paying for the experience. And the experience here at Locust I found to always be a good time and a fun affair.
To schedule a tee time, become a member, or see upcoming events, visit www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call us today at 304-728-7300.
We welcome you back here to Hedgesville. Just got word. Hang out with us. We're going to wait 25 minutes and another 25 minutes as more lightning strikes here in the area. I believe the storms are expected to last all night long, and I believe the 25 minutes resets each time we see lightning nearby. So they're going to try to, I guess, get this one done after a weird night. I mean, we're in the bottom of the ninth, tied 6-6 between cross-county opponents in the Post 60 Knights and the Post 14 Hornets. Post 60 was up 6-0 as they scored 3 runs in the first, 3 more runs in the second. Then Post 14 has scored 6 unanswered runs, all 6 coming with 2 outs in each inning that they scored. They scored 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 6th, 2 more in the 7th as the Tarps come out here to try to cover out the pitcher's mound. And it looks like they are now going to decide to call it and finish this another day. So that wraps things up for us here at Hedgesville. So, again, 6-6, bottom ninth. So stay tuned on our social media or tune into the Sports Mix tomorrow from noon to 1. Hopefully we will have when this game will be resumed for you. So for Dylan Bishop, Nick Verzolini, I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Have a good rest of your night.
You've been tuned into American Legion Baseball for the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball. Keep it tuned to 106.5 FM, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online at talkradiowrnr.com.